Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to SD Best Friends. I am Brienne, also known as Miss Movies. SD Schmodown? Could it be? It could be. Social distancing best friends? Totally could be also. Maybe standard definition, standard deviation. I don't know. Anyways, it's up to you to decide. But today I'm so excited to be joined by the one, the only, Mr. Mark Ellis.
Hello, team. Look, I think tonight SD stands for San Diego in honor of the times that we all get to go down there and be best friends. And Comic-Con's not going to happen this year. So San Diego, we love you. We'll be back soon. Back to you, Brienne. It's been a pleasure joining you.
Thanks. I'm just going to split screen it now so we can both be here at the same time.
That works.
I'm learning some tools. I could do this view. Oh, there's
I like that background. It's very fish.
That's
very
made by Jake Iacovetta. So thanks, Jake Iacovetta. He also made the little border around it as well.
Cheers to
Jake. Also, welcoming to the show right now. You know him. You love him.
No,
you don't love him.
Don't hit the button, Brienne.
I love him.
Don't do it.
It's John Kaiser. Hello.
Who's John?
I don't know.
Either of you ever called me John in your life, Mark?
I call you Ken's kid. That's the only thing I call you.
I got my Jerry Garcia koozie for tonight. Ironically enough, Ellis, it's in Metallica beer, but they're both Bay Area rockers, so I'm celebrating. Stone made this Metallica beer.
Okay.
Interesting.
Just because you did that, I've had that beer. Stone Brewery is the best maker of IPAs in the world. I've had the Metallica one, and in the fridge right now, I have one of these on ice for later, but I also have the Stone Ripper IPA. Have you had that?
I saw you were on Instagram today and you showed your refrigerator and I saw it.
I hope your evening is better than your afternoon if that's what you were doing with it. But yeah.
Well, it's something to do while I'm cooking pasta and chopping garlic. You know what I mean? I watch you. I told you I've gone through AC/DC's catalog 16 times during this pandemic. So, you're the next best thing after that.
Look, Brienne, I hate nothing more than complimenting John Kaiser, but I do want to let everybody out there know that Kaiser's put together some great radio hours. He sent me a Vimeo link, Brienne, so you can talk to him about it, but the guy knows his music. I'll give him that.
He does know his music. I've enjoyed his music hours as well. I'm hoping to get a request in there soon because I heard there were requests this week, and I was like,
there's requests involved, Brienne. You and I discussed this already.
We did. But the audience doesn't know that.
I'm not spoiling it then, but
okay.
I couldn't do a radio show this week because I've been on 16 Schmodown. Just pause. Mm-hmm. That said, look, I'm a music geek from way back. I'm a super music fan,
Kaiser's working so hard, even his internet connection's tired.
Is it slow?
Yeah, it is.
Fuck.
While you work on that, it gives me and Brienne have a chance to wish happy birthday to President William Belfort. Happy birthday,
bud. Happy birthday, Billy. I mean, you could always try it from your phone, unless that's what you're on.
I'm closing programs. This is still slow?
No.
Should I reconnect?
Good. That's better. We'll see.
Is it?
Yeah. Right now. Hey, ladies and gentlemen, here's what we're going to do today. We are going to break down the match. Are you doing this thing where you're like freezing so that way you can trick us? We're going to break down the match this week for Inner Geekdom, for Schmodown, and we're going to talk about what's coming up next week. And then after that, we're going to do the 30-day music challenge, although I added a 31st day to that. So we'll talk about that at the end. We'll go through each item on the 30-day music challenge and give our picks for that. And I don't know if there's someone out there that wants to make a playlist of all this. That would be amazing. But who knows if there's a person out there that wants to do that and has the time. Well, we all have the time. It's just, do you want to is the question.
Brienne, can I tell you, I really like the aesthetic going on. I like the skull cap.
Thank you.
Kaiser, correct me if I'm wrong, I'm getting a little bit of a punk rock vibe from Brienne tonight. This is punk rock Miss Movies we're dealing
I've got Killer Queen on. Mm-hmm.
Very nice.
You look like you and Joan Jett just hung out last night till about 4 a.m, closed down the Rainbow Room, and you woke up just in time to get in this interview.
That sounds about right. It's definitely right. All right, let's move into just to get. You had a competitor this week.
Am I still freezing up?
Well, you're sounding okay, but yes, you are.
Yeah, Brienne, you're going to have to guide me. I'm not sure if that's the edible kicking in or if that's actually what Kaiser's stream is looking like.
Oh, that's actually what it looks like. And punch in, punch out, punch in, punch out. So we had a match this week. It was Robert Parker versus Andres Cabrera. And wow. I mean, you were on the desk for this, Mark, so you got to see everything firsthand. First of all, was this like the last match of like a 12-match day? That's what I really want to know.
This was the last match in the day, and I'm not sure if you were there or if you could just tell by how we were acting. Kaiser, I have a hack for you. If you exit out of the stream and then come back in, it might refresh your internet a little bit. But yeah, Brienne, you're right. This is Andres, who's been a friend of mine for a long time, back since he was interning at Schmoes. And then you have Robert Parker, who actually, it's a funny story how Robert and I met, because we met, I was doing a college in Milwaukee. I was doing like 3 or 4 colleges. I was doing a string in the Midwest, and he was like running one of the shows. And, you know, I try to be nice to people when I show up, especially people who are in charge of the student union. And I can't even remember if he told me before or he waited until after the show, but he's like, oh yeah, by the way, I'm a big Schmodown fan. I met you at your special in Chicago, and I'm actually flying out for the draft.
He's like, that's why I'm here. I'm not here for your comedy. I'm here to tell you that I'm doing
your
this.
lips to God's ears. I mean, I think that's what was happening. I think he was just trying to get the scouting report as to how I present myself on stage so he could know how to be prepared when he's actually in a studio match. But he came in there and guns ablazing. I've seen Andres in action, so I know he's not going to get fazed by the lights. But and Andres is not a bad player by any stretch of the imagination.
Right.
But Robert is just next level. He is an encyclopedia with this stuff.
He is an encyclopedia with this stuff. The things that he knew, I was just shocked. I mean, he didn't miss a single question that was given to him, which is, I think that's unheard of. Is that the first time that's happened in the show? I think it might be. It's
very rare. And to be honest, as an announcer, it spoils you a little bit. As you know, from being on the desk with me so many times, it's like when you get a player that just knows everything, you get a little thrown off when they miss a question. So the fun thing about that match to me, though, was the pre-show, because you're right, it was the last match of the day, and I think we might have done 8 matches that day. And
that's a lot.
So we're all just, you know, to borrow a term.
And you are on the desk for pretty much all of them.
Everyone, yeah.
Yeah. That's just how it like, and so it's just nonstop for you. That's a lot.
I go in guns ablazing every time, because look, as this period in our history has shown anybody, if you have an opportunity to do something, don't waste it, because you don't know if you're going to get that opportunity tomorrow. Speaking of opportunity, I think he's back. How you feeling there, bud?
How's it going?
I'm sorry. Are we doing something tonight?
We're just talking about your boy, you know.
The knockout artist.
Yes. Is that what we're calling him? The knockout artist?
Is the video better?
Well,
it was.
It was, and now it's not.
I'd almost rather risk Kaiser coming over to my apartment and just maintaining a 6-foot distance and just shouting into the mic. But Kaiser, we were talking about your boy. So what did you expect from Robert Parker going into this season after drafting him?
Well, I knew that I had to get the return of Kevin Smets, you know.
No, that's a good answer. I have another hack for you, Kaiser. Try your phone instead of the computer.
Do your phone.
See if that works.
That's how we did it with Brandon Hanna, and it worked just fine. So let's hope. Yes.
I'm going to be totally honest with you. I could care less if it works for him or not. I'm having such a good time. You and I chatting. Look, the guy didn't even bother cutting off his sleeves to do this show. Okay.
I mean, we both are sleeveless, so he should be sleeveless. That's how it should be.
And we're used to being on the desk together to handle these kind of weird situations. This is like an extended challenge in the Schmodown.
That's right. Fun fact that people also did not know. I had back in the day in like 2011, I had a podcast called Miss Movies Minute, and you were like the unofficial co-host of that. Like you were on so many episodes with me. It was a lot of fun. And we talked, I think that we did, correct me if I'm wrong, we did an episode on Back to the Future. I'm sure we did. That was probably the first episode which was you and Christian. That was the first time I was talking to you guys. Right. So I just had a 2011 comeback this week because there were 3 Back to the Future related incidents. We had Brad Gilmore release his book, Back from the Future, which you should all go check out wherever you purchase fine
reading wear. And then we taped the Back to the Future exhibition Schmodown match.
Okay, perfect.
I won't reveal who competed in or who played, but it was a great match. And then I got to do the meaning of which you can find on the First Cut YouTube channel about Back to the Future, which I think drops tonight or early next week. So a lot of Back to the Future stuff, as I know you're a fan. But getting back to the match at hand, the Robert Parker versus Andres, I digress.
I mean, yeah. Being there for 8 matches or however many, what's the most you've done in a day? Do you know?
8.
Okay. It was this day. It was this day.
It was. And it's funny because we had come off Spectacular where we did 5 matches live. And that's a lot. That's a lot. And then coming off that, the next event that we did was in New York. So Spectacular was in LA, downtown LA in December. Then the next one was late January in New York. And I remember just kind of like joking with the crew saying, oh, we only got 2 matches to do. This is going to be a piece of cake. And that actually felt a little more stressful for whatever reason than Spectacular did. But doing 8 matches in a day and then I went out and did stand-up later that night. So it's a strain on your vocal cords for sure. But again, it's like, you have an opportunity, and some opportunities are jobs that in this industry you're like, oh, do I really want to do that? Do I want to commit to that? With Schmodown, it's always a yes. It's so much fun being around the competition, the vibe, the crowd. We had a great crowd there. I mean, you talk about announcing for 8 matches. There was a crowd there from start to finish for all the matches, and they were throaty and loud and funny throughout. So I did the least amount of work that day.
Yeah, right. You're always doing the most amount of work on the camera, on the desk.
I do sneak out for my iced tea. There is there's a little hack that I have, which is during our lunch break, I need to be by myself. I need to quarantine myself away, and I will walk over to Starbucks and just be totally alone and sip my iced tea and get my caffeine going for the afternoon. But other than that, I'm happy to be part of the team, you know?
Kevin Smets says, hot take, Parker won't miss a single question all season. All right. Does that include exhibition matches, Kevin? Does that include that as well? That's what I want to know. Although maybe I don't want to know. I'm not sure. He is something else. That's for sure.
He really is. And we've seen people like this before who come into the Schmodown as far back as an Ethan Irwin or a William Bibiani or a Rachel Cushing or a Clark Wolf when she first entered the league. I mean, even back as far as the first season when Riley came in and we all thought Riley was going to smoke everybody. You see these rookie debuts that are so
and
impressive.
Josh McCouga just came out of nowhere that first season. How did that happen? Anyways.
I think a Blue Fairy had a little bit to do with that, but
probably.
It's fun to see people come in with a little flair and panache in their own kind of style. And Robert Parker certainly fits that mold.
He does fit that mold. Let's go to, since Kaiser has not been able to figure out the phone, he is not back yet. Let's go to what's up for next week. We have Claudia Dolph versus Warfather in a singles match, which I was kind of like, oh, Warfather does singles? What? So that surprised me. So he's with Droogs, she's with Corruption. Both, obviously, we've seen Warfather in Inner Geekdom, but we haven't seen him in singles, so we don't know what he can do. We don't know what she can do. She's a new rookie. So what are you thinking for this?
Well, I can tell you from firsthand experience, this is one of the more entertaining matches that I've ever had the pleasure of calling, just because Claudia and Warfather, they had such a funny interplay, and they both know their stuff. I knew Warfather from previous Schmodowns, but Claudia coming in as a relative unknown to the Schmodown space. Now, a lot of people knew her outside of the space from all of the different performances and, different comedy things that she's done over the years. She knows her stuff, and she is here to stay, as is Warfather. The character that Warfather does it's not up there. Nobody is Lon Harris as the delinquent, but Warfather is way up there in my book. So I look forward to seeing a lot more of both of them.
Lon Harris as the delinquent. Oh man, that brings a smile to my face, and I really hope that this ends soon so we can see him again. Is he in any of those exhibition matches that you've been, working on?
We have a lot in the can, so okay. I'm not sure what the lineup is, because I think we're like I don't know, a quarter or a third of the way through taping them, because we're trying to tape as many as possible in as short a period of time as possible so we can get them out there to our patrons. And it's just one of those things where you schedule and you're not sure who can make what date, but I think we're going to have a lot of good competition. And we've already done like 5 or 6 of them, and they've been so much fun to announce. And maybe now more than ever, Brand, I realize how lucky I am to have had the history competing that I have, but just to get to sit back and announce, like, I want no part of these competitions.
I agree. Kaiser, you've returned.
Is this better? Is this like Tron 2?
I hope so. It looks better so far.
I look good.
Yeah. I feel like every time
I don't know if you want to turn it.
It's like getting rid of the hiccups.
Angels.
There we go. Look at that. Look at that.
I've been doing a lot of talking, Kaiser.
What I miss?
Hi.
We talked about the Inner Geekdom match. Do you have any words about Parker that you'd like to impart on us before we move on to our main topic?
What's that?
The music stuff.
Is this the only match we're speaking about tonight? The Parker Ace match?
We just kind of talked about Claudia and Warfather coming up for the next week, but yeah.
Well, I think the one thing I'll say, I'll keep it short because that's what I'm good at. That's what I'm best at, is keeping things short, not stretching things out any longer than they need to be.
And not cutting out with your internet.
I think that
You're really
Parker
good at that too.
should take on Kalinowski. I think Parker should take on the kid who's the Star Wars champion, Johnny Damon, whatever his name is.
Alex.
I think Parker is ready to take on all these guys. So I think, as soon as we can get the cloud lifted, I'd like to get him in the ring with some hitters.
He deserves to be in the ring with some hitters. After that performance, it's like, might as well just go to the top.
Yeah, but Kaiser, even you must have been we
trained him well.
You must have been a little surprised, right, at how well he played. You must have been a little shocked that he was that good. I don't hear
Ellis.
What's that?
How did this happen now? So now I look good. The camera's good, but I don't hear Ellis. I just hear Miss Movie.
You just hear me?
Oh, jeez. What a tragedy to not hear this golden voice.
This is amazing. How about exit the stream and enter the stream again? Maybe?
Yeah, there you go.
Maybe that way.
That'll help. You just feel bad for your dad after a while,
Oh, poor Kaiser. Poor Kaiser. I'm glad he got, a few sentences in.
Yeah, Kaiser's been through so much in his 95 years on this earth. I'm sure he fought in a war at some point. I'm sure he had to go through some sort of depression and stand in line for 3 days to get a can of sardines. But whenever he's back, I'm sure we'll welcome him back into the fold.
Let's give this a go. Okay, I'm not going to say anything. I'm going to have Mark speak and see if you can hear him.
Hi, John. How are you doing tonight?
Hooray!
That's Mark Mosley through the uprights.
This is amazing.
I'm so
glad.
We finally did it. So, Kaiser, what I was trying to ask you before is, even you, in all of your cocky manager ways, must have been a little surprised at just how good Robert Parker was in his debut match.
Not at all. I wasn't surprised. I didn't think he was going to miss a single question. He said he was going to go. He said, Mr. Kaiser, I'm going to get you a knockout today. And I said, that is the sweetest thing anybody's ever said to me. And he went out there. Mr. Kaiser, I'm going to get you a knockout today. And he tightened up his bow tie, and checked the pocket watch. And he went out there. Ace is a damn good human being and like entertainment brain. So I knew he was going to put up a fight, but it's just Parker's been preparing for this his whole life. He's Bruce Leroy in The Last Dragon, Ellis. I don't know what to tell everybody.
That's the thing, Brianne, is that if I was a new competitor, regardless of how much I knew, I would fear a guy like Andres just because he's so comfortable around all of us. We're all friends.
Right.
And so the fact that he is just so relaxed and loose and carrying around his jug of water. It's like that's got to be a little intimidating because Robert Parker started out as a fan of all of us. So he has seen this guy Andres, and now he's looking up close at the jug of water that he dreamed of one day drinking from when he was 9 years old. And now he's there and he's sitting across the desk from him in a competition. The fact that he was not phased at all, that's what surprised me, Kaiser, more than how knowledgeable he is how he was
ready
with pressure.
He wanted to be there. He wanted to be there.
Yeah.
He did a lap around the studio.
I like that part.
He's like, this is where I belong. Like it was Gladiator. He went out there and said, I'm here. You know what I mean? And he's a special kid and a special human being, and he belongs with us. And that's why I did everything I had to do to get him in the dungeon and trade up. And he had to be on our team. I mean, him and Smets are training partners, you know, and it's Warrior. They're brother and brother. So we'll see how this shakes out.
I got a super chat here that says from T Stapp. What about the international sensation I can't say it.
Zerflaus.
When will he be on SD Best Friends? You know, he's very busy. He's a busy guy. So maybe in the future?
I think that he's the only pop star that's actually touring and selling out stadiums right now.
All those Zoom calls.
It's always good to make Kaiser laugh. Look, Brianne, it's been a long week for me, and so I'm gonna help myself, but I'm also gonna help your channel. Okay, I see that Super Chat is turned on. We need a little bit more cheddar because Brianne has like a family. Remember that, guys? Remember what a family was like? So we're gonna get a little more cheddar. So the first person,
that's nice.
The first person that can give us a $25 super chat is going to get to watch me chug one of these. So somebody give us a $25 super chat, and then old No Sleeves Ellis is going to chug a beer just because I love being on the Friends show.
Wow. Thanks for that.
And to add to that, you get a 2-for-1 deal there if you pay that $25 to get Ellis to chug one, because
you're gonna tear off your sleeves just like Kevin Smith just said. That's what you're gonna do.
You get a 2-for-1 deal because you get a game show host and Kid Rock's roadie all in one, wrapped up in one burrito of a human being, and I think that's something special.
It's already happened.
Beer? I'll be right back.
Lucas Shawshank.
Get me one. Lucas Shawshank.
Chug.
That guy looks and his name sounds like a James Bond villain. Lucas Shawshank. That guy will gut you 6 ways from Sunday.
Thanks, Lucas. That's really nice of you. I don't have anything I'm chugging. I don't have any beer. I was supposed to, you know what? I was supposed to get a grocery delivery. It was supposed to come between 4 and 6. And it hasn't showed up. So I don't know what's going on with that.
Do you want me to go? You want me to go over there and talk to him for you? Me and Smets can go over there and stir some shit up. So you deliver these groceries right now, the Smasher's going to give you a headbutt with that fresh. With
Jake Yakavetta. My goodness. We got another one that says, do it again.
I thought that might happen, Rian.
Okay, so you have
Ellis
more.
Ellis has played this game before. Ellis knows this game.
Yeah, okay, so look.
I've got water. I'm the Andres Cabrera of the group.
I can't guarantee that I'm going to be able to chug this whole thing in one chug, but I'll do my best. But I also wanted to show everybody, this is what Kaiser and I were talking about earlier. That's
the Ripper.
Stone Ripper. So it's not as strong as like the Metallica beer. You can see it's 5.7, which is on the lighter end of an IPA, but it's like you just got done in the water of Hawaii. You were just surfing in Maui and you get out of there and you want a beer. Stone Ripper's the one. So Brianne, Kaiser, cheers to y'all and your great musical taste.
Cheers.
Salute. Salute.
I really do hope that they left my groceries outside, but I don't think they did because I'm babysitting a little dog and that dog would have been barking. So I don't think they did that. I wish they did though.
Did you order PB&J and peanut butter?
I did not order those things. I'm well stocked.
The one that's mixed together.
Oh, like the
super swirl. The super swirl.
Oh no.
Ellis, you okay over there, pal?
Yeah. That was good. That was refreshing.
Nice. Good job.
This man can't.
Next time you got to shotgun it, we're gonna poke a hole in the bottom.
I think my shotgun days are over. So now I have the sipping one.
I was saying the other day,
to answer Robert Adams' question, are they the same ones that make Arrogant Bastard Ale? That's correct. Mm-hmm. As Ellis pointed out, they are the greatest microbrewery in the United States, let alone the great state of California. But yes, they make Arrogant Bastard. I'll grab one of those after this because I bought a variety pack, Ellis. I went and did a 6. I got a bunch of stuff. They only deliver in California now. They won't deliver.
I did not know they deliver at all.
You can go on the website and have your pick of the litter. $12 for a 6-pack of their genius beer. It's phenomenal.
T-Stap says y'all need to drink, so drink.
This is what happens is that you tell one group of humans that $25, it's a one-time thing that I'll chug a beer, and then you get all this activity happening. I will keep sipping, but I can't. I'm not. Come on, guys. I'm not William Ford Taft here. I can't just chug beers all night.
William Belford says president of AHF doesn't pay as well as Moneybags Yakavetta and the Bond villain. Glad Mark has found work as an attendant at a 76 station.
Hey, y'all want diesel?
Yeah,
and I've also got from Wish Williams. I love you guys, but not $25 worth. No, that's fine.
I don't blame them. We're not worth it.
My mom, Wish William.
Here is the thing, though. You did get to see Ellis. Looks like the guy who served gas to Chevy Chase in Vacation. That's the guy. That's the character right there. Like you're somewhere between Wichita and Idaho. You're the guy who gave Clark Griswold gas.
I do get that I look like a sexier, younger, handsomer Randy Quaid from time to time. So, Cousin Eddie, this is young Cousin Eddie. This is the Cousin Eddie prequel.
Yes, you look like you and Cousin Eddie eat mashed potatoes together on Thanksgiving. I can totally see that.
We might.
It's
all right. Let's get into our 30-day music challenge. This is one that's just on the internet that. I don't know how long ago, but Kaiser and I were doing the 30-day challenge and would send each other each day like music to go along with it, whatever the prompt was. Was that back in August? I can't remember when we did that.
It seemed to take a lifetime. It was like watching War and Peace. I didn't know if we were going to get
You mean reading?
No, I don't know.
It's a novel.
I'm talking about I got the VHS tapes in my closet. Those are the ones. I think it was Timothy, the kid who played Bond, was in that movie. Timothy Dalton. Yeah, Timothy Dalton. But anyways, when Brienne, she sent me the thing, I'm like, you're joking. There's no way I have the attention span for this. And then we hit like day 5, and now it became a game. You know what I mean? It was chess. And if you look at the list, which I've posted on some of the social medias, very interesting questions. A song that's a classic favorite. Mark Ellis would probably tell you Panama. You know what I mean? You might. A song that makes you sad. I mean, come on. You're exposing vulnerabilities about yourself, Ellis.
So I want to go through all of them one by one and talk about each one. And Wish Williams says, just kidding, or JK.
Wow.
Thanks, Wish Williams. We also have this one. Oh, Zerflautenflaus X is in the chat. Would you like to party with me? Yes.
I'm gonna need
like to party with you.
I'm gonna need a little more proof that that's actually the real one because there's so many.
That's true. There's so many imposters.
Right.
Well, when it said X, I thought it was one of his exes was trying to chime in.
New Redneck says this is to see Miss Movies dancing with Zerflautenflaus and DJ Floby. Okay. Okay.
Is that Ben Goddard, DJ Floby?
Maybe. Who knows? I think I got to all those super chats. So here we are.
Here we are talking about Robert Parker, the greatest sensation ever to hit. Oh, sorry. I thought we were talking about him. Go ahead.
The first day is a song with a color in the title. Now, here's the thing. Like, I wrote all these out and I wrote all the songs out, and I know that Mark's probably just going to do this off the top of his head. I bet that's what's going to be happening.
You wrote all this shit down when we were doing this challenge?
Well, no. When we were doing the challenge, I kept everything that we had in our text thread and then put it into the
like a spreadsheet.
The playlist.
The playlist is not in order. The playlist is not in order.
Right. So, but I could remember. That's pretty easy. But then I also did this challenge with.
I've been to too many Grateful Dead shows. I don't have that same memory.
I did the same challenge with Frankie Numbers, Janine, Kevin, and Brandon Hanna, and some of the songs from that. Like I've changed my choices. Is basically what I'm saying.
Interesting.
So for my first one with a color in the title, I'm going with Green and Gold by Leanne La Havas, which is one that was from Janine. And it's really good, but a little more obscure.
Ellis, you know Leanne La Habra. Why don't you tell us a little bit about her?
La Havas.
Okay. I could do this. If you want to give me a particular band, I could do this. I bet I could do the whole 30-day challenge with a particular band if you want me to. But for this one, if you ask me the name of a song with a color in it, the first one that always pops in my head is my favorite Allman Brothers tune, which is Blue Sky.
Blue sky, here we go, filling up the Harley today.
That's not the song at all, but I'll give an honorable mention to Bad Company's Silver, Blue, and Gold. That song will make you cry.
That's a great song. That's a real great. That's a very underrated band, by the way. I went with Pale Blue Eyes by the great Velvet Underground, Lou Reed. Pale Blue Eyes.
There you go.
Nice.
Nobody captures humanity and compassion like Lou Reed.
I think a few do.
I'm just saying, he pushes the envelope a little further. We all know his habits, Ellis. I don't know if we have to talk about that tonight. You know, we didn't come here to.
I don't want to talk about Lou Reed at
all. Swag says hi. Just want to say that. And T Step says dance party.
All right.
So I don't.
If you say so.
And I do have my guitar close by, so maybe. What happened to Kaiser?
No, that was me. I have some friends at Altel that turned off his connection. I was gonna, kind of ask for some sort of Brienne musical interlude at the end of the show or whenever you feel like it. But
maybe at the end of the show.
You sent me texts of you playing guitar, and it sounds pretty good.
Did I send you one of me actually playing guitar? Just like a picture of my guitar.
I
remember sending you a picture of my guitar.
And I think you definitely sent me a text of you playing guitar.
Oh, okay. And
it was good.
Well, that's exciting. Sing some Van Halen. There, that's all you get. All right, let's see if Kaiser has returned. And here we are.
Mark, I'd like to raffle off this autographed John Kaiser baseball. It's on a real Major League Baseball. For the little Dungeoneers T-ball team needs new shirts. So we're gonna raffle this off. $25 I want for this baseball.
Okay.
Is it just the first person that gets $25, or are we putting their names in like a thing?
The first person who gives 25 gets the autographed Kaiser Major League Baseball. I mean, that's a family heirloom.
Here's something that I will tell you. Before we get to Robert Parker's delicious quote is, Kaiser, I honestly think you should take a Major League Baseball, have everybody in the dungeon sign it, and then sell it at the Shimano Spectacular, or better yet, raffle it off for a good cause, for like Feeding America or something like that.
Feeding America is good.
I think we could buy some masks. We could feed America. We could get some people some blood. We can do a lot of good things with that money.
There you go. Jake Akivetta.
Sorry, back to Robert Parker. This is an anti-Kaiser stream. This anti-Kaiser stream is an inside job.
I think Parker's right. There's like hydras behind this shit. Someone's trying to hijack the dungeon, Parker. I might need you to go out there and start kicking some ass and find out who's trying to do us in. Roxy.
Wish says I need to see some dancing. I just, what kind of dancing are you looking for? Like, there you go.
Dance to the refrigerator and get a beer. You want to see that one?
Yeah. Let's see it.
Because Kaiser hasn't taken enough breaks on the show tonight.
It's hard when you're holding a mic to dance. Because what do I do? I mean,
Bran, you got to pretend it's like at the wedding when you do the double beer guns.
It looks like Jake Yakavetta might be getting this baseball that Kaiser's going to give to him. All right. So let's go to the second day. The second day is a song with a number in it. Who would like to begin with this one?
I will, like I always do.
Okay.
I always begin.
While we have you.
I went with If 6 Was 9 by Jimi Hendrix. Ooh, you got to get Jimi Hendrix in there. You got to get that voodoo child, that bad, bad man, the greatest guitar player that ever lived. It's bluesy, it's rock and roll, it's trippy. So that was my If 6 Was 9.
Nice.
All right. I mean, I could go super easy and go with the title of that album, 1984, which is the tune before we hear Jump. But I'm going to quote the great Sammy Hagar and say it's 5150 time. If you have not heard the track 5150, it's an album. It's the first album that Van Halen did with Sammy, but the actual song itself, bar none. I don't know if it's my favorite track on 5150, which is a credit to how good Dreams and Best of Both Worlds are. But
good Lord,
is a top-notch tune.
I have not heard it, so I'm going to look out for that.
That's great. The live version is even better.
It's in my top 5 records of all time. So you listen
live versions.
You listen to things differently in life. I used to listen to the jukebox at the gambling hall my dad would take me to in the off season. They're betting horses. The only way they could shut me up was to give me a roll of quarters to go play songs. That was right when 5150 came out. I must have played Dreams 65 times. And I'm sure, these Gandolfini wannabes probably wanted to break the umpire's kid's legs. But those are my first memories. I had it on vinyl. I've had it on tape. I've had it on CD. 5150 is an album I've owned on everything since it came out. Just like Def Leppard's Pyromania. I think those are the only 2 albums I own every version that they ever came out.
Wow. So I picked 10,000 Emerald Pools by Borns.
Ooh, that's a dope song.
I feel like either you shared that with me, Kaiser, or you shared Electric Love with me. One of those two. Like I wasn't quite sure which one you shared.
That's a comment to take out of context.
But I really appreciate Borns. Like I discovered Borns because of Kaiser.
And the original Arrogant Bastard. I like how me and Ellis are doing Around the World with Stone Brewery tonight. I know. Go. Well, he's taking a time out. I can see what Ellis is doing. Taking a time out with the Coors Light.
Well, that sampler pack is great because you get Original Stone, you get Arrogant Bastard, and then you usually get like a Scorpion Bowl or something good. It's like
11.8% alcohol and shit. Knock you on your ass. It's like drinking 3 bottles of cough syrup.
Yeah, they're double IPA, and I've had 2 by Christmas dinner, and I'm like falling off the table.
Wrong choice. I've been there.
All right, I can't figure out where.
Whoever said 7 Nation Armies, that's a phenomenal call.
I'm actually going to say I agree with Ryan Kramer the most. I like the 500 miles call by the Proclaimers.
And I would walk 500 miles.
Great to see your comment, if not hear your voice, and you are crushing these exhibition matches, my man. So keep up the good work. Hope you and your family are safe, and I hope that board game night is still on every week.
Wish Williams says Kaiser and Mark going wild.
Metallica 1 is a great call by Mr. Haskell.
That's good. I'll keep it to one band. I'll just keep it to Van Halen. So I'll give you Black and Blue, and I'll give you 5150, and then I can answer every other question.
If you do this entire 30-day challenge with Van Halen, you should win like at least a $38 gift certificate to the Home Depot. Something. To be able to do that feat with one band would be impressive.
According to William Belfort, I look like I work at Home Depot, which I take as a compliment.
So maybe you got it in you. Let's see you run the table, kid. I got you. I got my money on you.
New Redneck says y'all need to join Darina's dance party stream tomorrow. She does do a good dance party stream.
I'll tell you this. If I'm not going to do stand-up by myself, I'm not dancing by myself.
Why don't you do like a set from home, Mark? Like on your couch, do 5 minutes.
I haven't been inspired to do it like that. I really do. Like today, it really hit me hard. If I can get honest with a minute, I really, really miss it. Yeah, I miss it so fucking much.
It's your lifeblood, of course. I understand.
It's my favorite thing to do, and I've had such good fortune. I work for so many great companies that I can do from home, but there's no replacement for that drug. And
I know,
God, I miss it.
You're right. You own it too, man. When seeing you live is literally like a freaking clinic. Like I know Aaron Sorkin wants to pretend to do his masterclass commercials on Facebook ads. He's full of shit. You want to see a stand-up clinic? Go see Mark Ellis live. Put on a clinic.
I know. My manager.
It was like right when I bought tickets to see you right before Free for All. So I was like, oh man, it was so close. We were so close.
For selfish reason, he gives me a shot on stage. So you got to give a guy, you got to give a guy props for that.
Brienne used to go. Brienne saw me back at the Ice House in like 2012 or 13.
It was 11, I think.
That was when we met for the first time. You and your awesome husband came to the show, and we had a beer afterwards, and it was like, oh, it's weird meeting an internet person in real life for the first time.
Yes. You were with that whole set. Yes. And that whole set, like my cheeks hurt so bad from smiling and laughing the whole time. Like it was great. And you had Johnny Be Good as your like music that you use to your intro music. And I appreciated that. All right, let's go to the third song.
Day 3 was a song that reminds you of summertime. And I went with the first punk rock tune of all time, which I believe to be the very first punk rock song ever. Eddie Cochran's Summertime Blues. Boom, 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 boom. I mean, 1958, 57, somewhere. I think it was the oldest song on our playlist. Is it still slow? Can you hear me?
No, I can hear you.
I think it was the oldest song. If not that, maybe Hank Williams. But Summertime Blues, that's a punk rock song if you listen to it. It's not like the shit. It's not like Elvis or Love Me Tender or whatever was going on around that time. That's a punk rock song.
No, it's fast, it's raw, and it reminds you of the things that teenagers love to do during the summer, which is drugs and sex. And The Who have a great cover of Summertime Blues that they did live at Leeds. But
I got to download that.
The best cover that I've ever heard of Summertime Blues is Rush did one. And it is awesome.
Oh, I love
Dude, it is so good. My song that reminds me of summer is, sticking with my theme that I'm going to attempt to do, is off of 5150, Summer Nights by Van Halen.
He did it again, Brienne. He came up with another. It's like watching a game show. It's like watching a game show at this point. Like, I'm pulling for him. Like, I want him to open the right briefcase. I want to see him win this thing.
The one I selected was Surfin' USA by the Beach Boys. And that's because growing up, I lived in San Jose. And so if we went to the beach, it would be, in Santa Cruz. And so I would be at the Santa Cruz Beach Boardwalk often enough that I knew the rides and I knew all the soundtracks for the rides. And one ride, it was always Surfin' USA. Like, I think it's like Riptide or something where it like goes around and around, and it's always Surfin' USA. So I always think of summer when I hear that song. And now I go to a family camp in Santa Cruz and we do a day where we go to the boardwalk and they're still playing Surfin' USA. And I'm like, man, it's been a long time.
That was my favorite song for a few years when I was a kid because I loved Teen Wolf so much, and that's the song that Teen Wolf surfs on top of the van to.
Oh, right.
Going around town. And my dad was like a Beatles freak. That's who I got the John Lennon thing from. But he also loved the Beach Boys, and so the fact that we were into the Beach Boys as much as we were, and it's funny because I look at Van Halen as the logical hard rock successor to the Beach Boys because the sunshiny background vocals, the harder rock, but like the fun vibe. That's what the Beach Boys started.
I've never thought about it that way, but that is completely accurate. What did I text you today, Brienne, about that song?
I don't know. I'd have to look back. Let me pull it up.
I said, this is the song I needed to hear today. I was on my hike and I was listening to our playlist and I heard that came on. I'm like, this is the song I needed to hear today.
That is what you
Sorry for being sentimental for once in the dungeon, but proceed.
Cut to Kaiser on his hike and it's just him passed out on the couch.
By hike, I mean office marathon on TBS.
All right. Day 4 is a song that reminds you of someone you'd rather forget. All right. This one's kind of hard, and I don't like this one because then it's like, well, why are you asking me to conjure up memories of someone I'd rather forget, right? And I shared this one with Kaiser. And it's not a song that you can get. You can't get this on iTunes or anything. It's only available on YouTube, and that's Blink-182's "The Blowjob Song."
Oh yeah, that one surprised me.
Why is because I was dating this douchebag, like from college, and
names.
He was only in it for the blowjob. That son of a bitch.
Names. You'll regret it.
And he played guitar. And like the first time I went over to his place, he got out his guitar and he's like, I'm going to sing you a song. And he sings me this song. And I was like, I should have just left then. Like that was my cue of why.
He sang the blowjob song?
What's that?
Did he sing the blowjob song?
Yeah, he did.
Wow. Talk about forward.
Yikes. He did not get one. That's all I can say. Anyways.
Mine is going to be...
He was trying too hard.
I could go 2 here. If we're talking about someone I'd rather forget, then you can go like, I can't get them out of my head, which would be Can't Stop Loving You off the Balance album. But I'm actually going to go with You're No Good, which is the first cut off of Van Halen 2, which is the cover of a Linda Ronstadt song. So I'm going to go You're No Good.
Van Halen covers that song?
No good, baby. You're no good.
I forgot about that. All right, I'm writing that one down too. I wrote down the Summertime Blues Rush cover because I'm a huge Rush fan, and Van Halen doing Linda Ronstadt.
Do it, please. Write it down and then show us your knuckles again as you type.
I look like a 4-year-old with the big pencil, learning how to write a B for the first time in his life. That's kind of how I write.
Real quick, Eric.
B for bastard.
Live in Phoenix, so the only summer song is "Burn in Hell" by Twisted Sister.
It's not bad.
That's a good pick.
Makes sense.
Flight of the Navigator shout out.
That is.
And then
that was in Flight of the Navigator.
No, but Sarah Jessica Parker's nurse character had gone to a Twisted Sister concert the night before in Flight of the Navigator. That's why she had purple hair.
Mm-hmm.
Huh.
Yeah, Sarah Jessica Parker. I just watched that the other day too. That's fun. DJ Flo B. I have a party tomorrow. Guess who's gonna be there? Don't miss out. I don't know who's gonna be there.
Miss Movie's gonna be there. Miss Movie's in the house. Mark Ellis in the house.
Fountain Flouse, probably.
Eric Zipper's in the house. He's bringing the Kool-Aid. Spiked. You know who else is going to be in the house?
I don't.
Paul Ayama's going to be in the house. He's got his private jet coming in from Hawaii. It's going to be a big party.
It is.
Hawaii.
It's a 6-foot distance party, but it's going to be off the chain.
Hey, most of the parties I went to when I was in high school, I maintained a 6-foot distance from anybody I wanted to talk.
Can I just say one thing? Mark Ellis had the line of the pandemic. Can I just drop this one on you?
Please.
He said, remember deodorant. That sums the shit right up. I mean, Mark Ellis boils it down. Remember deodorant. It was like
I'm like, did I put any on?
When he said that, I said, damn, some bitch, that pretty much sums it all up.
You know that you're getting desperate when if you're making a run to Whole Foods, you're going to put on cologne.
By cologne, do you mean baking powder in my veggie crisper?
Yeah.
Okay.
All right, day 5 is a song that needs to be played loud. Now,
this is easy for Ellis. But
I chose one for you that I chose a different one for the other challenge that I did with Janine and the rest of them. And so I'm going to share that one, which is Turn Up by The Heavy.
I don't remember that one, Brianne.
I know. I don't know if I ever sent it. I think I sent it to you, but not within the challenge. The one I said for you in the challenge was Chop Suey by System of a Down.
You look like their road manager right now, so that tracks.
Thanks. I appreciate it.
Camshaft is going to Maui, and I am jealous. But I will say, if it's a song that you need to turn up loud, I mean, with the band that I'm going with, you have infinite possibilities. I'm going to say the one tune that you have to turn up to 11 on your amps is Unchained off of Fair Warning.
Yeah,
unreal, and it's even hotter on the 2015 Live from Tokyo release that they did. It is incredible.
Writing that down. 2015 Tokyo.
I like that you're making notes, Kaiser.
Yeah.
Oh, I take notes. I learn from all the great Zen masters. Okay.
Yes.
I know I'm pretty damn smart, but I still stand to learn from people from time to time. I picked the band L7 with the song Shit List from the romantic comedy Natural Born Killers from 1987. I don't remember what year it was. But that song just I could have picked 1,000 songs. Ellis, you know me, I'm a huge Metallica fucking head. I love Rush. I love all these headbanging. It's Pantera. For some reason, that song to me sounds like you turn that song on and it just sounds like a John Carpenter movie. It sounds like cinematic, and it's punk, it's rock and roll, it's angry chicks. So
you put it in your first DJ hour.
No, I used
second
the same.
DJ
You're
hour.
right. No, you're right, Brianne. I used L7, but I did When We Pretend That We're Dead, a different L7 song. But I'm a big fan of those guys.
L7 is What's Up with What's Going Down.
That's right.
Janine kind of loves Blasting Them Bones by Alice in Chains.
What's up,
that's
Janine?
Phenomenal call.
Yeah.
Alice in Chains. I think they're the best of all the grunge bands. As big a Pearl Jam fan as I am, I think sonically Alice in Chains is the best of them all.
I put them with Pearl Jam and Nirvana, and I put Soundgarden a notch above everybody else.
I mean, that's an argument that is
But
unwinnable.
I might put Mudhoney over any of them.
Don't start. Don't try to be all that guy. You old
They all were trying to be Mudhoney.
I know Mudhoney's dope. They all wanted to be them.
Trying to be Mudhoney.
But the others became rock stars doing it. That's the difference.
I'm gonna go.
Mudhoney's fucking dope. That I can't argue with that. Because you've got the best vocalist of them all.
Yeah,
sure.
Yeah.
For me, the music, it's Alice in Chains. Just because the music sound, it's like Black Sabbath. When they first hit the scene, it sounded like a Roger Corman movie. Nobody knew what to do. You know what I mean? Like Alice in Chains to me is the Black Sabbath of the grunge era. So moving on.
Day 6 says a song that makes you want to dance. Now
Day
I'm going to
6.
guess Mark.
So wait, we're going to be here till Sunday. Is that how this works? Like the Jerry Lewis telethon, Ellis? We're going to be here till Sunday.
I'm going to say
Buddy
that
Hackett's going to come do 10 minutes.
Brianne,
Dance the Night Away. Is that it?
I don't know if I want to spend Dance the Night Away on this one.
All right.
But yeah, Dance the Night Away. Oh, no. That's not going to be that Dance the Night Away is not my answer for this one.
Okay. Darn. Well, my answer is Heart and Soul by Built by Titan. And I know I gave that to you, Kaiser, so you've heard it, but I don't know if Mark has heard Built by Titan before.
No, I'm aware of it. I think that's a good dance tune. I want to hear Kaiser's take. I want to hear what your song is.
I honestly don't remember.
Okay.
Was it Bowie? I mean, I got to look on the list, Brianne.
I think Ryan Kramer might be playing this with just Beach Boys, and he's doing a damn good job because he put Dance, 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 which is another great Beach Boys tune.
Ellis, this is a tough playlist because you go from the Bangles to the Beastie Boys to Diana Ross to Hank Williams. It is the most schizophrenic playlist you've ever seen in your life.
That Diana Ross one was the one that I gave to you.
It's a phenomenal song. I'm just trying to tell him how
I see.
Absurdly diverse.
Eaten Alive for those that are wondering what the Diana Ross
amazing song. Michael Jackson sings backup.
My dance song is when I hear dance, I don't instantly go to like wedding dancing. I think of like you're a nervous sixth grader and you just want to do the, dance back and forth like this. And so I think of the all-time prom ballad, "Love Walks In" by Van Halen. So there you go.
That's an amazing song.
Yep.
That song, dude, that'll level you.
Haskell 420 says, John and Brianne, if you want to DM me your email addresses, I got tons of Van Halen rare and unreleased VH tracks and covers to send you, and your mind will be blown.
He's right. But Janine has a great call too with "Golden Years" by David Bowie, because that's a great dance sequence in A Knight's Tale starring Heath Ledger. That's a really good call, Janine.
Dude, that song
Chris Licky loves A Knight's Tale. I do know.
I'm trying to open up my iTunes. I'm trying to open up this playlist to help jog my memory a little bit.
Okay. You should do that.
Cheating is what you're saying.
The next
I'm
one
not cheating, Mark. I don't remember every day. It's 30 days of this shit. I don't remember it all.
The next one is A Song to Drive
Does
to.
that surprise you? Ooh.
A Song to Drive to. I updated this one and put Into the Unknown by Panic at the Disco because
that's about right for you.
That version is so good. Frozen 2, Panic at the Disco, Into the Unknown is just.
Oh, I got my
really
song.
Good.
I found my drive song. It was Grateful Dead, New Speedway Boogie. Spend a little time on the mountain. Spend a little time on the hill. Great song.
That's a good driving tune. I'm going to take the obvious one here, although I was tempted to go off board. Eddie Haskell is going to know what I'm talking about when I say I wanted to take Pleasure Dome, but I'm driving song. How can you not take Panama for that? Come on.
I know, man.
True.
I'm with you on
that record.
That's my favorite. That's my number one of all time for them. I know that's a bold statement, but the Panama's my number one Van Halen tune.
The next one is a song about drugs and alcohol. I mean, that's pretty much all songs, right? I picked Angel by Sarah McLachlan, but there is a song that came from, I want to say Morgan. Janine sent it to us. I think it's called Lilac Wine. It's incredible.
Lilac Wine.
Who sings that?
All the time.
I gotta find out who sings that.
UB40. UB40.
No. It is not them.
Lilac Wine. Makes me feel fine.
If I'm going drugs and alcohol, then I'm going to start giving y'all two options just because I feel like I'm cheating the fans because they know that I'm such a Van Halener that I'm going to want to do Van Halen. So I'll give you Van Halen, then another one. I'm going to go with my Van Halen one for drugs and alcohol is Take Your Whiskey Home. Great VH tune. And then my non-Van Halen one is going to be Misty Mountain Hop by Led Zeppelin, which purports to be a Lord of the Rings song, but it's really just about hanging out with your buddies, and they bring out drugs, and then the cops show up, and the next thing you know, you're all screwed. So take the ring to Mordor, fellas. Take the ring to the volcano and drop it in.
That's pretty damn good, dude. Well, I took the quintessential rock and roll drug song, When the Levee Breaks by Led Zeppelin. Because listen, man,
boom, boom.
You're really doing drugs and you're listening and you're drinking alcohol. First of all, Led Zeppelin is the greatest band of all time. I've told you that. It's my opinion, Ellis. We've discussed this. Who is the number one undisputed champion of rock and roll? It is Led Zeppelin. And When the Levee Breaks to me is their greatest, finest song. And that to me is just like when all hell breaks loose, much like a pandemic. So that song really hits it for me. So I went with When the Levee Breaks.
And thank you, Janine, for letting me know that Nina Simone is the one that sings Lilac Wine. Because there's a lot of different people that have done Lilac Wine.
Nina Simone is
that version.
She's great. Yeah.
It's pretty incredible.
I like Raven shouting out Gin and Juice, though, too. That's a really good one.
That is.
Oh, shit. That's a good one. So we're on day 10 of...
Day 9, a song that makes you happy. And by Kaiser.
Yeah. Get him out of here. A song that makes me happy. A song that instantly puts a smile on my face. Then I will go for Jump by Van Halen. It just instantly puts me in a better mood. And for a song that makes me happy that is non-VH, I'm going to say something by the Beatles. I'll probably say Here Comes the Sun by the Beatles. Just always just gets me in a little bit of a better mood.
I put Superstition by Stevie Wonder. That's like a song that I could have put that song for a lot of these different days, like one that you never get tired of. And it's like, yeah, I never get tired of that. Looks like Kaiser is coming back in. And hey, we're talking about
Kaiser.
That makes you happy, right? Yes, a song that makes you happy. Can you hear us?
It's my turn to be happy. It's my turn to pick a happy song. You want me to pick a happy song?
Can you hear us, honey?
I can hear you, Mark.
Then
song. I got to get my list up, man.
Then pick a goddamn song.
I picked Sam Cooke, Bring It On Home to Me, because I said that the two greatest vocalists in the history of rock and roll are Sam Cooke and Ozzy Osbourne, in my opinion. So Sam Cooke, Bring It On Home to Me, man, I can listen to Sam Cooke. He puts me in a good mood. I think he's just from another planet.
Yeah, and your boys Led Zeppelin didn't do a bad cover of that either.
They did?
Yeah, live. It's great.
Do you have some encyclopedia or something I've never seen? You got all these great little nuggets of
all in his head. It's pretty amazing. I could never do this
Ellis,
off the top.
Are you a Sam Cooke fan?
Oh yeah.
Miss movies?
Yes, 100%. On the flip side, Day 10 is a song that makes you sad. And mine is See You Again by Wiz Khalifa. And the reason is because of the Fast and the Furious. Because that's when it's like the Paul Walker montage, when it's like they're trying, to just honor him. And it's just like, oh no, like if you had told me when Fast and Furious started, like one of these days you're gonna cry at one of these movies, I'd be like, you're crazy.
Insane. Yeah.
It was just like,
that
man,
was an accurate intuition you had.
So sad.
Those movies are shit.
All right, so if it's a song that makes you sad, the VH answer is Not Enough off of the Balance album.
I love this kid just like
and
how does he do it?
I'll send y'all the link, or I'll post the link afterwards. They performed this on Late Night with Letterman when Balance came out, and it's like a great performance of it. But when you listen to the song, it's just like it's just you can't quite get the relationship there. My non-VH song is one that still, if I just hear the opening chords, it breaks my heart. I think about the great relationship I was in college. We're still really good friends. There's no love there anymore. There's no romance, but I mean, I love her as a friend. It's Romeo and Juliet by Dire Straits. All I need to do is hear that opening little, and it's just I turn into a puddle.
Aw.
It's like Dumbo. It's like Dumbo rubbing trunks.
I think you need to forget that girl and put her in your rearview mirror.
I'm not hung up on her anymore.
Enough is enough. Enough time has gone by. My sad song was Tom Waits' Rain Dogs. Because let's face it, Ellis, if I was any rock star in the history of rock star, I'd probably be Tom Waits. I mean, if I just had to look in the mirror and accept that, so I'm a big Tom Waits fan, and Rain Dogs. Yeah, it's a real, he'll break your heart, that Tom Waits. So.
Did I tell you? I told you the story of Tom Rhodes, who's like an all-time great comic, meeting Tom Waits for the first time.
Oh.
Long story boring. He was hanging. Tom Rhodes friends with everybody, and I'm butchering the story a little bit. So Tom, I apologize, but he was hanging out because he's buddies with Lars Ulrich, the drummer from Metallica,
right?
And they stayed up all night the night before watching a bunch of Skinner videos for whatever reason. They're watching.
Wow.
And then Tom Rhodes had a show. Tom Waits came to the show. And so Tom Rhodes finishes the show, gets backstage. Lars Ulrich is there backstage. And Tom Waits came backstage. And Tom Rhodes, then the first thing Tom Rhodes said to Tom Waits is, "Skinnered, man."
Of course. What else are you going to say, man?
Because he was so starstruck.
Skinnered, man.
Yeah.
That is
all
funny.
Right.
Cheers.
The next one is a song you never get tired of.
Every Grateful Dead song by Jerry Garcia.
Okay.
Do I want to spend my song there?
A song you never get sick of? Is that it?
Yeah. I'll say the non-VH song is More Than a Feeling by Boston. And the VH song would be any of them. But I think it would probably be Top of the World. Would be the one I never get sick of.
For Van Halen?
Yeah.
My list is so out of order. I'm trying to find it. The song you can't never get bored of, right? Is that what it is?
Yeah. You go to work, I'll go get another beer, and I'll match you with drinking a stone.
Oh, it was David Bowie, Modern Love.
Nice.
I think Bowie is the greatest pop star of all time, hands down. And so that song specifically is just a gem.
I like Just Dance.
It's phenomenal too. He's one of those guys who just changes your attitude on life.
Yes. I chose a worship song. So because that's where my head is right now. So I chose Holy Water by We the Kingdom. I'm sure you haven't heard it.
That's the thing about our playlist, Brienne. It's so diverse. It goes from the Wu-Tang Clan to Christian rock to Dolly Parton over to Alice in Chains.
Dolly Parton on there?
Hey, Alice, this will surprise you. I think there's only 2 artists on this playlist, this 30-day challenge. There's 2 artists that have repeats. They got 2 songs on the list.
For you?
For both of us.
Really?
I'm saying there's, from what I count, Brienne, we'll have to take a look, but from what I counted, there's only 2 artists that have repeat songs on this playlist.
Wow.
Would you like to venture a guess?
I don't know. I don't know the days. I don't know what the days are.
You could pick any artist from the history of rock and roll.
If we're talking about you, then I'd probably take Zeppelin and AC/DC.
Brienne, it's actually Bob Marley and Ani DeFranco. You picked a Marley song, I picked a Marley song, you picked an Ani song, I picked an Ani song.
Yes, I didn't share my Ani song this time, but that was for the color in the title. But I have Ani DeFranco later on my list today. So
I didn't understand the question. I should have used the JTE rule.
I'm an old school Buffalo kid. Ani's a Buffalo kid. We used to hang out in the same live music joints. I pull for her,
The next one is a song from your preteen years.
Oh, shit.
I put Fade Into You by Mazzy Star because that was like what was popular at all the dances when I was, in the middle schools.
I really am tempted to. I guess I could go off. If I go off VH for mine, then I would do Johnny Be Good. Both the Chuck Berry and the Back to the Future version, but I will also take Pretty Woman, both versions from Van Halen and from Roy Orbison.
And Roy Orbison.
Yeah, that's just he's a really big Roy Orbison fan.
I love Roy Orbison. Big fan. Maybe you didn't know, but I run the Roy Orbison fan club. It's called Dark Shades and Big Brows.
Kaiser, please do this inside joke with me. The next time we do the Showdown draft, everybody you're drafting, just draft dead rock stars and just make it a bit for 5 hours.
Just keep going.
I will take Greg Allman in the first round. First round pick. Greg Allman. He banged Cher. I mean, come on.
No, but then Shannon Barney would take Dwayne Allman and she'd break up the Allman Brothers, and we'd be like, "No,
yeah, that's how corruption thinks."
And the Allman Brothers.
That's how corruption thinks. You're right about that.
It was really funny when she did that.
This song is gonna surprise you. For my teenage years, I took Faith No More, A Small Victory.
Ooh, that's
off of the album Angel Dust, which I said in my radio show I think is the greatest album in rock and roll history.
Mm-hmm.
I know that's prolific, but it is a special album to me. When that album came out, it really spoke to me because Faith No More, much like the Wu-Tang Clan, just seemed like a built from the ground up hodgepodge group of Dirty Dozen type guys and did it their way and didn't really listen to what anybody told them they should do. And they're prolific. So Faith No More, I saw Mike Patton a few years ago. He still sounds like a freaking opera singer when you see him live. But I'm a big Faith No More fan, so that was the pick.
Very nice.
Cheers, new beer. I put some ice on this one because it was a little warm, so sorry about that.
Ellis, this is another Stone. I think they made it in conjunction with High C or Tang or Capri Sun.
Wow. I'm not big on the hazy IPAs, but anything from Stone, I'd be willing to give a shot.
Yeah. All right, next.
All right, the next one is a song you like from the 70s. I picked Your Song by Elton John.
Ooh, good one.
Man.
Only because of Moulin Rouge.
Oh, yeah? How many times have you watched that movie during the pandemic? 68?
0. I feel like I watched that movie like maybe
Kids
a handful
don't got you watching?
on it, and then that was it. But I like it. I mean, I should watch it again.
Okay, I'll take one that's in the sunshiny 70s vibe off of Van Halen 2, which is Beautiful Girls. And then I will take a song that came out in the 70s. And the reason why I take it is because not only does it remind me of my old man, but it reminds me of me and my old man watching Orioles baseball, because Orioles used to be on locally around Maryland. The broadcast company that was like the local ESPN was Home Team Sports, HTS, and they'd always play Orioles highlights over the song by Chicago called "Old Days." And "Old Days" is just such a nice, old time sports hometown kind of championship team feeling song, and that's a great 70s tune. So check that one out.
That's a good one, man. You might remember there was a band called America.
Oh, yeah.
You remember America?
Did they have a horse with a name that escapes them?
You look like you sell keychains for them on the road right now.
Phil Hartman did the artwork for America's album.
Is that real?
Yeah.
Didn't he write something that I was shocked to find out recently? A movie or TV show or something. It's nor here nor there. But I took America's Sister Golden Hair. And if that ain't the most hippiest damn song you ever heard in your life. There's just something about that song that sounds like the 70s to me. It's like every Nicholson movie, every, like Allman Brothers song. Something about that tune just hits that note for me, man.
America's a great call. That and Ventura Highway are just like classic, just 1970s. Or Jackson Browne, Run on Empty is a good one.
Oh, yeah.
Sorry, Brianne. Brianne, we know that you have like kids and a family and stuff. So if you just need to end the stream, we understand.
Brianne, we know you have to
referee also.
Oh, Tower of Power. Brianne has to referee a Connect 4 game in about 5 minutes, and she's going to turn it over to me and Ellis.
That's right. No, we're doing fine. Let's
just
see.
Leave the computer on and let Kaiser and I go all night.
It's just an empty stream.
Just leave the computer on.
A song you'd love to.
I'm going to switch to. I'm going to do Hall & Oates song. Sorry,
that's what I want to know.
Yeah.
What is it?
A song you'd love to be played at your wedding. Here's another one that I'm like, eh.
Yeah, you didn't like this question very much.
I know. Well, but I could tell you a song that I had played at my wedding, and that's "Nothing Else Matters" by Apocalyptica. So basically, the strings version of "Nothing Else Matters."
It took you 3 text messages to wrap your head around this one. You were trying to reason with me while you were.
No, there was another one that I was like, I hate this one. We'll get to that one. I don't think it was this one, but there's definitely one that I was like, I hate this prompt.
Yeah, see, dude, it gets Ellis. It gets heated. You start thinking about your life and how music relates to the different phases and move. I'm telling you, it's intense.
Oh yeah, really. I mean, I think if it's a song played at my wedding, which God forbid that happens, is the Beatles. I'd probably take "In My Life" because that was my mom and dad's wedding song too. So we want to bring that one back.
It's my favorite Beatles song.
It's great. But then for me, I think this is where I'm going to play my magic Dance the Night Away card.
There you go.
I think that's the first dance.
There it is.
Because the whole crew, the whole party would have fun with it.
Well, yeah, but Kaiser, I'm sorry. If it's Dance the Night Away, it's the lady that's lucky enough to marry this. And that's her first dance.
Because she'll have as much Hormel chili as she can eat for 6 months at a time when she finds you.
We are serving all unlimited spam at my wedding.
You're still the Hormel guy, aren't you? Don't you do a few Hormel commercials from time to time?
Look, you can find a number of Steakums, and I will be giving out price taxes at the wedding.
Steakums. Brianne, you know this. Ellis does not know this, but I'm a huge Madonna fan.
Oh yeah,
and I picked that, and I agree.
You did know that, Ellis? I told you that.
We talked about that in Vegas, and we talked about it.
We did talk about that. So I picked "Like a Prayer." Madonna's. It's my favorite celebratory "Raise the Roof" Madonna song.
I thought you picked that for the karaoke one.
I probably took it for both.
Okay, because I remember us singing that at karaoke, and I was like, "This is a long song."
No, you're wrong. Karaoke was me. I did. I'm sorry to spoil it, but we have to now. I did Julio Iglesias and Willie Nelson for All the Girls I've Loved Before, because me and Dagnino sang that together at karaoke one time, which, if you've never seen the video, Alice, me doing the Willie parts and Dagnino doing the Iglesias parts.
On video.
It's a thing of joy. The problem is this idiot couldn't recognize when the light was red, it was the Iglesias parts, And when it was green, it was the Nelson parts. He's just singing the whole time. And I'm trying to give him a nudge, like, buddy, learn your lines.
J-Dog says, I knew I loved you. Just want to throw that in.
I like J-Dog's tune, and I got to point out Star Drew bringing up the Robin Hood, Prince of Thieves, Bryan Adams, Everything I Do.
It's a good one.
My honest answer is if I married somebody, I know it's their day and not my day because I don't care. So the only thing that I want is Dance the Night Away. You can have you can tell me what the first dance song is. You can tell me everything else. But if I get Dance the Night Away, but if I also got Everything I Do, that'd be pretty sweet. Just saying.
Good song. Good song.
I like the other Bryan Adams song better than that one.
Okay.
There's a lot of great Bryan Adams songs.
No, there's one.
The other one.
It was the summer of no, not that one. Shit.
Cuts Like a Knife.
No.
Run to You.
I'm on a run to you. No.
There you go. Yeah, the one I just
that
said.
That wasn't it. There's one, man. You're forgetting.
Is Your Mama Gonna Miss You?
You remember? Let us know.
Waking Up the Neighbors.
The next prompt says a song you like that's a cover by another artist.
You made this way too easy on me.
Of course. Everything's easy on you.
Okay, so the non-VH1 is Twist and Shout by the Beatles. Isley Brothers have a great tune. The Beatles have an all-timer. And I just don't know if I want to spend this one for Van Halen yet. So let me see if there's another cover that I really like from them. I think I got to go ahead and do it. I'm going to go ahead and play. I think it's the very definition of, sorry to get graphic. This is what the sound of sex is the opening.
Oh, I'm going to need a cigarette.
You really got me.
Going like this.
I'll learn that on the guitar for you.
It's unbelievable. It's just raw, dirty. That's what you want.
All right.
Oh, man.
It's what sex is for me. It's
Ellis tells it like it is. Ellis tells it like it is, man. That's some bitch.
I put Mad World by Michael Andrews, and you can hear
That's
this.
sad song.
Yeah.
That's a sad song, Brian.
I heard that was the first version I heard. I didn't know the original version, the Tears for Fears version.
The difference between the songs I pick sound like they should be rally songs at a frat party, and your songs sound like tunes Hilary Swank wins Academy Awards to. That's the difference. Mine's like the frat party remix, and yours is like, oh, this is where Timothy Chalamet and the girl from Bennett Like Beckham kiss at the dance at the Act 3.
Look who's here. It's Shannon Barney.
Oh, the queen of corruption. God bless. Welcome her to the party. You're always welcome in our party, Shannon. Raise them up. Grab a Shiner. You know, she drinks that Shiner box. She's a Texas girl. That's my favorite beer on the planet. So
it's good stuff.
She knows a thing or two. I love BTW that Bryan Adams sings about a 5 and dime, but he's Canadian and they don't have dimes.
No, they don't.
The song was called Heaven that I was trying to think of. Oh, thinking about it.
Yeah. Brian, I'm sorry. Is it a rule that we have to sing the song that we just mentioned, or can we?
I mean, it's up to you.
Is that?
I'm not singing it for you. All right, what's next, Brian? Where are we at? Songs you like to eat popcorn to?
That's a classic favorite. This could be very open-ended.
It was the remake, right? Aren't we doing the cover tune?
We did that, unless you didn't do that. Okay.
I picked Sonic Reducer by the Dead Boys that Pearl Jam covered. The Dead Boys is one of my favorite punk bands from back in the day that no one's ever heard of. And they had a song called Sonic Reducer, which is off the chains bananas. Pearl Jam covers it, and that's that. All right, moving on.
Nice. I also like when Johnny Cash did a 9 Inch Nails song.
That was good. Sonic Reducer. Check that tune out.
So the next one is a song that's a classic favorite. I went real classic, like super classic, with Peer Gynt Suite #1, Opus 46 in the Hall of the Mountain King.
You see what I'm talking about when I said it sounds like Helena Bonham Carter won an Academy Award music, Mark? This is what I'm talking about.
It sounds like Brand just spoke French.
It's the dun 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 dun.
The rowing song from Social Network.
It's also called Music Anthony Perkins Wanted to Be Buried To.
Why Anthony?
What is the category again?
A classic favorite.
Classic favorite.
And New Redneck says, "We have dimes. We're not cavemen." LOL.
I'll say my classic favorite would be Running with the Devil, but I would also say that non-VH, my classic favorite would be the one that just really makes me. It's kind of like the song that makes you happy, but it's a classic favorite. And the Saved by the Bell theme song doesn't count.
I mean, why not?
Let's do one that I heard earlier today, which is A Girl Like You by the Smithereens.
Sounds good.
I know who the Smithereens are. I don't know their catalog very well.
It's a good.
I like your Van Halen pick though.
Yeah.
I'm shocked you can still play this game with just Van Halen. It blows my mind. It's like literally watching someone, like run a gauntlet. He's gonna, straight up. He's like, Don Drysdale over here.
This is
what's the category was
like breathing.
The category was
classic favorite.
Yeah.
Ellis.
You know what? I might take Sweet Emotion over the Smithereens. I'll take Aerosmith Sweet Emotion.
Okay.
That's a good
Love
pick.
Aerosmith.
I'll see your Aerosmith and I'll raise you with Rush, The Working Man.
Ooh, it's such a good cut.
I'm just a big Rush guy. And when that song hits, man, I'm telling you, don't get in my way.
The radio gets loud.
I can do anything to this song. So that's why I went with The Working Man, Rush.
The next one, as you were discussing earlier, is a song you'd sing a duet with someone on karaoke.
Me and Dagnino did All the Girls We Loved before.
Yes, it was amazing. I was there for that, and I appreciated it. I would like to do Rewrite the Stars from The Greatest Showman, but I want to be the Zac Efron part. So whoever else has to be the Zendaya part.
This is intense.
But I did do a duet with Kevin Smets when we did the karaoke, and that was All I Ask of You from Phantom.
Oh, that's good. Okay.
Kaiser, how much to shave your head?
I ain't shaving shit. I ain't shaving shit. I just typed it in the chat, and I'm saying it. You don't have enough money to get me to shave my head.
The Only One's Another Girl, Another Planet.
That's a good song.
My karaoke song is
a very good song
that I have attempted with limited success is Little Guitars off of Diver Down, which is great.
That's one of my favorite albums that people don't talk about.
It's fantastic. And then my non-Van Halen song, this is like my all-time favorite one to sing at karaoke if I can have a lady that's willing to do it with me, is Summer Lovin' in Greece.
Nice.
Had me a blast.
Summer Lovin'.
Someone said shave your head. I said, no, you shave your head first.
That's good. That's good. John, if you can just focus less on typing in the chat room and more on getting your answers.
I typed something else in, but I don't want to say it live. I'm trying to keep it clean.
I see it. I see it in the chat there.
Hey, Ellis, are you surprised that I went the entire Dagnino exhibition match and didn't swear once? Everybody wants to call me Mr. Trash Mouth.
Yeah, I don't know if you want a medal or a cookie or what you want.
I would like some recognition for not swearing.
I don't give out awards for things like that. This isn't a participation.
Maybe you could say something nice about me for a change. That's all.
Congratulations. All right, next one. A song from the year you were born.
I have no idea.
I picked You Make My Dreams by Hall & Oates.
Okay.
Oh, you did? I thought I picked that song when I was looking at it on the list.
That's what I
picked.
Did I
not pick a Hall & Oates song? Because
I don't think
that's one of my top 5 bands all time.
I wasn't going to pick it because I remember saying this to you. I wasn't going to pick it because I really hate 500 Days of Summer. But then I was like, you know what? I can't be upset with this song.
Because Hall & Oates, so I walked off. I buff it. I'm like, now I got my Hall & Oates song in because I love Hall & Oates. One of my favorites.
All right.
Mark?
I am going to take off of the Women and Children first album, which came out a couple months before I was born. That's Romeo Delight, which is an all-time great party tune. And I'll take the song that was number 1 in the United States the week I was born, Christopher Cross's Sailing.
Christopher Cross is the man.
Yeah.
Christopher Cross, I mean, he's still kicking them out.
All-time good yacht rocker.
I'm looking at this list of music, and I'm going to guess that maybe my pick was Superstition by...
I chose that for a different thing.
Shit.
Brianne,
well, I guess we're moving on. I don't remember.
I love Jake's selection for the year he was born.
Let's see.
Eat It by Weird Al.
That's a good one.
He can see that's a better answer than mine. All right, next one.
All right. There we go. Next one is a song that makes you think about life.
Mm-hmm.
That one's pretty open. I put Cats in the Cradle, and the reason is because, and not right now though, because I'm at home with my kids all the time. But like anytime I would go to, let's say, call a Schmoedown match or whatever, and there's a soccer thing going on, and I'd have to like miss the soccer thing to go there, I'd be like, oh, Cats in the Cradle. Like anytime I miss something, it's like, oh, Cats in the Cradle.
Yeah, that's one. I used to sing that one jokingly to my dad every time I'd come home for something. Like my dad, like he'd come in the door or I'd come in the door and like we give each other a big hug, and then he'd like talk about what we're having for dinner, what we're going to do later. And I'd be like, Dad, what I'd really like is to borrow the car keys. See you later. Can I have them, please? And I was joking. We always had a good laugh about it. So,
you see what this thing does to you, man? It makes you really get emotional about your life. It makes you really look inward, you know?
Yeah, that's what I'm attempting to do.
I'm just saying that's the risk of doing this in a public forum. Sometimes you tell people too much.
So my non-VH tune is going to be "What Is Life" by George Harrison, and
my favorite Beatle.
It's a great, just a great. It does cheer you up every time you listen to it too. But it's a nice exploration of what are we doing here? I should probably, do something with somebody else. Now, as far as finding a relationship, I don't really want to do that, but that's what George is pushing me towards. Then my VH answer is off of A Different Kind of Truth from 2012, a song called Blood and Fire, which is all about where you started from, where you are, where you're going. And it's just a great, that's a song that's like, we did it. And it makes you look back on your life and what you accomplished. And it just gives you that satisfying, hey, I actually did some stuff here.
I like it.
It's amazing. What is the category again?
It's Day 19, a song that makes you think about life.
When did Kaiser turn into our grandpa that we're FaceTiming from the old folks' home? He's like leaning in like...
Oh, dude, I promised I was going to get roasted by Ellis, and boy, am I delivering on that promise. I tweeted, I said, if you're tuning in, you're going to see Ellis roast Kaiser. And if you're not, I mean, that's worth the price of admission alone. Brianne, I chose Eminem's I'm Not Afraid because that song kicks me in the ass, and I want to attack the world when I hear that song. I can do anything. I can be an astronaut, maybe not, but I can think I want to be for 4 or 5 minutes, drink a glass of Tang, watch The Right Stuff, and I feel like I'm an astronaut. So it's Eminem. I'm Not Afraid is my selection.
Scrub your pans with some Teflon. Yes.
Yep.
I like it. Day 20 is a song that has many meanings to you. And for this one, I went with Goodbye by Save Ferris. Mainly, one of the reasons is because of, like, we did, when I was in high school, I was on the dance team, and I was one of the officers, and our officers' dance for competition was to Goodbye by Save Ferris. And then I used that same one to try out for the USC Songgirls. And so and then once I made that squad, I was like, well, now this kind of has more than just one meaning to me. And then also because I like to say goodbye to people often.
Of course. I remember you sent me this one. I was like, what is this song? Like it sounded like rockabilly, and like, I don't know, it was such a trippy tune to me, man. Not rockabilly, but
ska.
ska. That's the word I was looking for. That's like Irish rockabilly. But so I was like, it threw me off a little bit because it felt like a Bob Fosse musical or something in a rock and roll song. Interesting. I didn't really like it at first, but the more I listened to it, I kind of got into that tune.
Well, this DVD commentary of Kaiser on Brienne's pick has been fantastic, but I'm going to take for a song that has many meanings. I'm going to go off VH and I'll take Metallica, Nothing Else Matters. And then with VH, I will take Right Now because when you watch the Right Now video, there's a lot of stuff going on in that video. There's a lot of commentary. There's a lot of politics. There's a lot of what are you doing with your life. But then with Metallica, Nothing Else Matters. I still am not sure what the hell they're singing about, but it feels.
I'm agreeing with you on that.
Like, and real.
Yeah, it's like half about relationships, maybe not. Like, is somebody suicidal? A lot going on in that song. I'm not a big fan of those ballads from the Black Album. To be honest with you, I'm just not. I'm not down with that version of Metallica. But anyways, what was the question again?
So it's a song that has many meanings.
I took Shine On You Crazy Diamond by Pink Floyd.
That's your horrific performance for 90 minutes in this show has been totally redeemed by selecting that song. Because that song, as a ballad, an ode to Syd Barrett, it can be.
They're the Stanley Kubrick of rock and roll, Ellis. Pink Floyd. They're the Stanley Kubrick of rock and roll, and that's why many meanings. You see 1,000 things, right? It's like
it's a kaleidoscope.
I'll give you that. I'll give you that. That's good.
Chalk one up for the dumb kid.
Day 21 is a song you like with a person's name in the title.
I went for this one. Sorry, I'm going to speak up. I took Maggie's Farm by Rage Against the Machine, which is originally a Bob Dylan song. And it's a rally protest song because look at Alice, we're not working on Maggie's Farm no more. I'm not shucking corn for 4 cents. You're going to pay me.
I've never verbally heard anybody say Maggie's Farm by anybody not named Bob Dylan.
You didn't know Rage Against the Machine covered that song?
I did.
It crushed it.
Oh, it was funny.
It's a sick tune. Sick tune. Brienne, you love that song now. I know you were saying you were rocking it the other day.
Was I? Was I?
Yeah, you're like, I'm listening to Maggie's Farm. Text you forget shit that you sometimes. Yeah, you were like, I don't know, buying Starbucks and you're pissed at somebody. Like, I'm not fucking waiting for this coffee.
Eric Lane says Right Now by Van Halen means one thing, Crystal Pepsi. I do remember that. I do remember that.
This was the Super Bowl that Crystal Pepsi was introduced during a commercial break, and it's the last time the Redskins won a Super Bowl.
Oh, well, that's unfortunate.
1848, same year the Battle of the Bulge.
Okay, so for a song with it has to be a person's name?
Yes.
Valerie. Good call, Shannon Barney. That's a dope song.
I'll give either one of y'all 5 seconds to tell me which Van Halen song I'm going to take.
No. I'm going to use those 5 seconds.
Meredith Baxter Burney.
Whoa, Jamie's
crying.
And then I will go with the song that everybody thinks he's saying Jamie, but he's actually saying Janie, and that's Janie's Got a Gun by Aerosmith.
That song is
also very good.
Whack to me. I'm not a fan of that.
Okay, then I'll go Jessica by the Allman Brothers.
Thank you. I'd like that better. That's to me where Aerosmith starts to become a Disney ride and not a band anymore.
Dude, don't become my uncle that works in a record store.
I'm sorry, man. They still lost me there.
Like a song that you sent to me previously, Kaiser, is Sydney I'll Come Running by Brett Dennen. I really like that song. But what I shared with you, Kaiser, is Alexander Hamilton by the cast of Hamilton.
That's right. And that really, let me tell you, Mark, that song opened my eyes. And I said, I'm going to go see a musical. I'm going to get a playbill, whatever that is. I'm going to hang out. I'm going to really expose myself to something other than Pantera and Judas Priest. And that never happened. So, it was a nice effort on Brienne's
And I had Hamilton tickets, and then Hamilton was,
I'll tell you the truth about this. I've read Hamilton's biography, and it's fascinating.
Can I tell you guys a quick interlude about Hamilton real quick? There's a small chance, I haven't done the 23andMe or whatever. There's a small chance that on my mother's side, I'm a distant relative of Alexander Hamilton. Here's a crazy thing: is that the street, the street that when my dad got out of the Air Force, the street that we finally made like our permanent house on is on a street that is named for the lawyer who represented Aaron Burr in the trial that ensued after the duel between Aaron Burr.
You and I spoke about this. This is all coming right back.
Mm-hmm. It's the only interesting I have. See, if I'm on a date with a young lady and I can hold that piece of interesting information until the second date, then you know it's something special.
Otherwise, do you blow it in the first date? How does that?
I usually spend it in a text before I ask her out.
Okay. Got it. The next one is a song that moves you forward.
I'm not afraid to take a chance. Everybody. Oh, did I use that one?
You did.
Mexicola by Queens of the Stone Age. Because Queens of the Stone Age is my spirit animal band. Like if I could be any band in the world, it would be Queens of the Stone Age. So when I hear Mexicola and I hear those like stoner riffy, I'm just they crush me, man. I'm a huge Queens fan. They're like my new Faith No More later in life. You know what I mean?
And
Mark's gone.
Frozen Kaiser in a while. That was fun.
There we go. You're back.
Maybe somebody's fooling with your stream now. Okay? Maybe the tables have been turned.
Why am I in the doghouse?
I don't know.
Okay.
Robert Parker pulled a magic trick right there, and he got me top billing. You didn't know that. He hacked the FCC website, got me on top.
See, Brand, you see what happens when you let Kaiser headline? You see what happens?
Here, I could move it like this, and then we're all equal. Whoa.
Yeah, that's way too close.
That's too close for Kaiser.
Look at
How about this view. Oh, hey.
Everybody's uncle at Thanksgiving is Kaiser.
Everybody's all American, Mark.
Yeah, sure.
If the Grateful Dead can't teach it. This is from Silver Stadium.
Are you going to the bathroom? What are you doing?
No, I'm not going to the bathroom. Keep talking.
Tour of your apartment?
All right. So a song that I put
I don't want to miss this.
Another worship song, which is You Say by Lauren Daigle. And I chose this because it is my alarm clock. Like that wakes me up in the morning. So it gets me going.
Now, Lauren Daigle, that's a real human being, or you make that name up?
I'm taking, for my VH song, I am going to take Van Halen Dreams off of 5150. Keeps you believing in another day. And I could take the easy way out with Journey, Don't Stop Believing, but I'm going to take REO Speedwagon, Roll with the Changes. And if you haven't seen Ozark Season 3, the most random appearance of REO Speedwagon ever, but it's really good. Roll with the Changes. Listen to it.
I'll check
it out. I was more of a Joe Walsh guy than a Speedwagon guy. I feel like you were one or the other, you know?
I don't think that that's exclusive.
Go on. Next category.
Next one. A song you think everybody should listen to.
Wow, Kaiser makes his evening protein shake.
It's Ovaltine and oats.
That's the name of the song?
No, that's my Metamucil drink that Mark was alluding to. The song that I think everybody needs to hear. Mm-hmm. Well, apparently Pink Floyd also made. Oh no, that's a different one. Shit. It's one or the other here.
I said Redemption Song by Bob Marley and the Wailers. Another one I would maybe go with is Freedom by Rage Against the Machine. But
okay. I'm going to go non-VH, a song that everybody needs to hear just because it's that good, is I Want to Dance with Somebody by Whitney Houston.
I like that song a lot.
My VH song everybody needs to hear is Eruption, simply because tell me what your eardrums are thinking when you hear what is happening.
Shakes the foundations of life when you hear that song. Nobody hits that. Nobody had hit a guitar like that since Jimi Hendrix.
No.
And to his credit, there's times when Eddie Van Halen is better. To me, they're 1 and 1A. I know Hendrix gets a lot of credit for quote unquote inventing, the real Guitar Hero, as it were. But I think there were things Eddie did that were on par with Jimmy.
I keep missing these quotes. There we go. What does VH mean?
Van Halen.
There you go, Shannon.
All
right, the next one.
I picked "Fearless" by Pink Floyd. This is my second Floyd. Remember, it was that Creep song. It was "Fearless."
Yes.
It's a song you never hear from. It's the one you never know. Like, Ellis, if you've never heard the song "Fearless" by Pink Floyd, it sounds like the soundtrack to Close Encounters or something. It's like, I'm telling you, it's just one you never hear by these guys. Knocks your socks off.
What's it? What album is it on? Is it
Metal?
It like
Metal? The one that looks like a aquarium cover.
Okay.
It looks like a squid's in the ocean or something. I know it sounds like I'm on acid right now, but I swear to God, I'm not. The album is called Metal, and the song is "Fearless" by Pink Floyd.
It's okay. We all understand. It's after 8 p.m.
Yes. All right. The next one is a song by a band you wish were still together.
Why is this easy?
I don't know. It's supposed to be a challenge.
So David Lee and
technically they're still together. So my answer would be "Run Around" by Van Halen, because that's them with Sammy Hagar. So that'd be my answer for that. As far as a band that I wish was still together that is not Van Halen, I think there's a number of different ways you could go with this, but I think the one that really broke my heart, because I think that they still had a lot of great music to make in them, was Soundgarden. And so I will say my favorite Soundgarden tune is probably off of Bad Motorfinger, and it's Outshined. So I'll go Outshined.
That's when that band was just magical. And that's the album to end all albums as far as Soundgarden's concerned, because they were still a punk band. They were still jumping around music halls. They weren't a pop rock band at that point. Yeah, and I'm not crapping on that version, because they still were amazing in everything they did as a pop rock band.
You're right, but they knew by that point they were like an underdog, but they knew they could compete with any stadium act that was going at the time. They knew how good they were.
Absolutely. Phenomenal. What was the question again? Band you wish was still together.
Yes.
I put The Clash. The Clash is and I use the song "Death or Glory" because Mark, as an artist, comedian, it's either death or glory. It's 50 Cent, man. Get rich or die trying. So that's the song I picked for The Clash, which I think is still the only band that matters. That was what they ran on. That was their slogan.
Brand, if I can tell you anything about Kaiser's comedy career, I will say this: in Las Vegas, he rocked the Casbah.
Oh, well, congratulations on that.
What was your take for this one, Brianne? What was your take?
Okay, so what I sent to Kaiser when we did this was "Hazy Shade of Winter" by the Bangles, and then after that, I was like, no, I should have picked Barton Hollow by the Civil Wars. The Civil Wars was this group that, it's just two people that had like a big hit on the Hunger Games, like original Hunger Games, the first film. And so with Taylor Swift, but they're no longer together, but they have a really great Poison and Wine. I can't remember what the other one is, but Barton Hollow is a really good song. Something you should check out if you have not checked that out.
Write it down. Kaiser, you writing this down?
I will.
I think I've sent it to him.
His name was Barton Fink.
Barton Hollow, but close. So that is my pick.
First of all, you should have never swayed off the Bangles. That song is dope.
I know. I love the Bangles too.
All right, what's next?
The next one is a song you like by an artist no longer living.
The Clash.
All right, just The Clash.
No. I was joking because that was my last pick.
Gotcha.
I picked Hank Williams Jr. I'm sorry, Hank Williams the Senior. Sorry, don't get confused. Not not the guy from the Monday Night Football. Hank Williams, the senior, the OG. They called him the Hillbilly Shakespeare. And the song I sent you was Setting the Woods on Fire, because he's the first rock star that ever lived, man. I'm a huge Hank fan, so that was my choice.
All right. Well, this one is tough because for what I'm trying to accomplish here, because Van Halen famously did not invite other artists in their domain. It was that 4-piece band, whether it was Dave or Sammy, it was that 4-piece band, with the one exception. On Diver Down, they invited Eddie and Alex Van Halen's father, Jan Van Halen, to come in and play
Van Halen
woodwind on Big Bad Bill Is Sweet William Now. And you can hear him just playing the soft little woodwind instrument. And there's an early picture of, because the way that the Van Halens got to America is when Eddie and Alex were little boys, their dad and their mom wanted to emigrate out of the Netherlands to America. And so the way that they did that is that Jan Van Halen, who was a known musician around the Netherlands, got a gig playing in the band on the ship. And there's a picture on the ship of Eddie playing and Alex playing drums and the dad playing, and those two are little kids, but it's like amazing to look at.
You've seen this?
Yeah, it's you can ask Jeeves it, Grandpa. And so it's Big Bad Bill Is Sweet William Now. So that's the one that I'll take. And then the non-one that I'll take from an artist that is no longer with us is, look, you talk about an all-time great song that just gets you right where it just gets you in all the feels. And that is going to be the one, the only. Are you guys ready for this? I don't think you're prepared. I don't think you're ready for this. I'm going to go Riders on the Storm by The Doors.
Oh,
it's a good one.
You're right. I wasn't ready. I got knocked out. Like Robert Parker does to kids. I just got knocked out when you said Morrison.
It wasn't that good. I could have gone Tuesday's Gone.
Fuck that, dude. Morrison's the god, man. The Lizard King. I already said mine.
Danny Coast said Run DMC, Sega MC's Rip Jam Master.
I love Run DMC. As a New York kid, Run DMC and the Beastie Boys. Here's a funny thing, Brian. I have Beastie Boys She's Crafty in here. I don't know what category that's associated with. Probably a chick I don't ever want to remember again, I'm guessing. Was that a category? Like,
yeah,
what chick do you never want to remember again? I was like, she's crafty.
Yeah, that was
probably
earlier.
How many,
probably, and I guess I missed that one.
How many days do we have left?
We're on the 25th, so we
68.
have 31.
Okay, I need y'all to spot me a minute so I can go pee and get another beer.
All right. So mine is Aaliyah's Are You That Somebody?
Ooh.
So everyone knows. Miss Aaliyah.
She was good in Queen of the Damned too. Just put it out there.
She was good in Queen of the Damned. But yes, that was the one I picked. But that one you couldn't get on iTunes. That's only available. Well, you can, but you have to buy the Dr. Dolittle, Eddie Murphy, Dr. Dolittle, whatever. You have to buy that soundtrack. I'm just going to take him out of the stream till he returns. So that way we don't just have an empty space without him.
It's not nice of you to butt him out like that.
I'll bring him back. Here we go.
Agree with your techniques. I'm just joking. Let's actually analyze Mark's dust. Okay, so I see Green Lantern, Mr. Potato Head, Mr. Meatball. What else? Obviously, the Van Halen 1984. I think there's a box of baseball cards over there.
What is
that?
The
Declaration of Is that the Declaration of Independence on the wall?
It could be. He stole it.
Straight up like National Treasure style?
I see some Wake Forest something or other.
Did he even go there? Why is he such... Ooh, someone said Mastodon. That's right. I'm just looking at the chat. Mastodon. The drummer, Braun Daler, is from Rochester, New York. That's my boy, man.
That is your
Mastodon, Thrawn 2K5. The Thrawn man. What was the next category?
The next one this is the one that I hated. This is the one that I was like, no, I can't do it. And that's a song that makes you want to fall in love. And I don't know why I hated it so much, but I just felt like, how does that even...
Well, the irony of this is how Ellis just did a mic drop on Jim Morrison, and my selection for this was Love Street by The Doors. She lives on Love Street. It was like the song he literally wrote for Pam about how he fell in love with her in Venice Beach.
Aww.
For those of you who don't know, Pamela Morrison was Jim's wife. So Love Street's all about her and the day he met her, more or less.
Well, that's cute.
Yeah.
Nobody writes me songs.
You know, do you have your guitar there with you?
I do. Is it the guitar intermission?
Why, you want to rip one?
The problem is I have my microphone. So
you can't put it on like a box of iced tea or some shit? You ain't got no encyclopedias you could rest it on?
Here. Let me see if I can put it on this. So that way
Al Green, Let's Stay Together. That's a damn good call.
I don't know if you'll be able to hear me once I move this, though.
All right, I'm back.
Ellis.
What I missed?
Hey, she's gonna try and set up the mic and play a quick jam.
Oh, let's hear it.
Can you hear it?
Mm-hmm.
Anyways, I mean, normally I'd sing with it, but I don't.
I'm gonna say that was Heaven by Warrant. Am I right?
No, it's a worship song because that's all I know right now. Actually, I know a blues riff, but like blues riff in D, you know, I know that, but
Watch the changes in the second set and try to keep up.
But yeah, I mean, maybe I'll do that one better later. But we were doing a song that makes you want to fall in love, and Kaiser shared his, and it was about someone that I don't remember. Someone in the chat can tell us. I can't. I've lost my mind right now. So
can I abstain from this one because I don't want to fall in love?
Okay, sure. This is the one that I said to Kaiser that I really hated this prompt. I put Rhapsody on a Theme of Paganini by John Barry and Chet Swiatowski, and that's from Somewhere in Time. And that's another song that I used at my wedding. So I just like the movie Somewhere in Time. It's very romantic.
There used to be this hippie store in Hampton, Virginia that my sister would take me to sometimes called Somewhere in Time. And they just have like weird kind of cool stuff there. So
Did you sing?
I didn't sing. I just strummed.
You have
Kaiser,
a great voice.
I cannot believe you took the worst time break of all time. Brienne just played Won't Get Fooled Again by The Who. She did the scream. She did the windmill. She did everything. And you
break the guitar over a crib?
Yeah. It was unreal.
Over a hobby horse?
So my answer for a song that you want to fall in love to is surprisingly not When It's Love by Van Halen. It's actually Feels So Good. It's off of OU812. And it's just about you meet a girl and it's kind of like that Hermit song, you know, woke up this morning feeling fine. You just feel so good because it's like, oh, I walked this girl home and I really like her. So that's the one for Van Halen. And then the one that's not Van Halen about falling in love, about, oh my God, I can't believe this is actually happening to me. That's a tougher task. What do you have for that one, Kaiser?
This is Fall in Love song?
Yeah.
I already did it while you were gone. I did Love Street by The Doors. Okay.
Well, I don't know what the hell you guys are talking about.
I didn't realize that you were throwing to me when we already thrown to each other prior to you getting back. But I said, ironically enough, off of you doing the mic drop on Jim Morrison, my pick was Love Street by The Doors. So I'm literally coming off of your Morrison, alley-ooping it back to Morrison.
Okay. Then
I love the Love Street song by The Doors.
Then the song that
all about when he met Pam.
Look, y'all know that I don't want to be in love like for the rest of my life. I just want to be in love with the beautiful dog and Nintendo Wii. But the song that does make me kind of want to fall in love a little bit would be The Cure, Friday I'm in Love.
That's a good song right there, bro.
Yeah.
I fucking love The Cure.
Mm-hmm.
They floor me, dude.
Eric Lane, I know. Thank you for quoting that song, Eric. We'll get to that probably later, but that's not the song for this category.
But you saying that makes me want to hear The Cure right now. They're one of those few bands, like when you say their name, if you ain't heard them in a while, you want to fucking drop everything and listen to The Cure.
Show me how you do that trick, the one that makes me scream.
Get the fuck out of here. Phenomenal. All right, what's the category?
Next one is a song that breaks your heart.
Oh, God, this one tore me up. I took Radiohead, Fake Plastic Trees, Rip Your Soul Out, man. I'm a big Radiohead fan, and they are the kings of ripping your hearts out. But Fake Plastic Trees is just, I don't know, it's one of those songs that just, it really hits you. You hear every note, you hear every lyric. Something about Radiohead is like being injected with a shot or something. Like they just hit you in a different way. So that was the very drunk version of my answer, but attempting to be cerebral, but we all know I can't think straight. So there you go.
Brianne, I am going to go with a song that was actually played at one of my sister's weddings, and it's a celebratory song. It's actually a song that you might expect someone to take for like wanting to fall in love, but it just rips my heart to shreds when I hear "Can You Feel the Love Tonight" by Elton John. I cannot do it. It reminds me, for some weird reason, it reminds me of my family when we were all on this earth together, and it just fucking kills me. So that's the non-VH one. And then the VH one that is going to rip my heart out is, surprisingly, Can't Stop Loving You, because it's the song about a guy who can't stop loving someone even though they both know it's not working. And
we all been there.
It's a song that when you're a kid you think is about falling in love, but then you get a little older and you realize, no, these are people who have tried every way possible to make it work, and it ain't happening.
I want to go cry. I want to go cry. I want to go cry in my arm right now.
Elbow? Cry in your elbow?
Is that what we should do? The chicken wing. You gotta cry and cough in your chicken wing. I picked called the DAP when people went and watched the NFL live.
I picked "Tears in Heaven" by Eric Clapton. So the first time I heard this song was at the first funeral that I ever went to, and it was for the sister of a girl that I was in middle school with. And the sister had died of cancer. And so we were there to, support our friend who had just lost, her loved one. And this song was playing. And I was like, that's a really beautiful song. And it's the actual, story behind why he wrote it is another reason why it breaks your heart, because of his son falling out of the window. And when I heard that, how his son fell out of a window when I was younger, I didn't know what that meant really. I knew that there was a tragedy, but I was thinking about this song recently and I looked up the story, and it was 50 feet, maybe higher, a 50-story building or something. And I was just I can't imagine that happening.
Yeah, that's rip your heart right out hearing that song.
Yes. So
that's heavy. That's heavy.
I have a question. Why did they save that for 27 when we're trying to get celebratory with hey, we're almost at the end of this thing?
Mark, it's not that kind of thing. I'm telling you, it makes you look in the mirror when you do this thing. It's like a psychological profile.
The next one is a song by an artist whose voice you love. And I picked, and I think it was the first time you had heard this person sing, Kaiser, Blackbird by Dion Ferris. She just has this amazing voice. And that's really the only song that I really know her from. It's just this cover of Blackbird, and it's beautiful. I highly recommend that song.
Yeah, and no, that was one I wasn't. You sent me a lot of songs. I'm like, what is this? I didn't want to hear this. And then and I'm like, good. This woman knows music. So that was one of the surprise ones. I went with "Home Sweet Home," Motley Crue.
Ooh,
that's a voice I really love. I like that, Vince Neil. You know, Ellis, it's crazy. I didn't pick a damn Van Halen song. I didn't pick out AC/DC song. You know, bands I really loved. I don't even think I picked the Metallica song, which is fucking crazy. But somehow, Home Sweet Home, Motley Crue. Because I think when it's like, when the question is a song that really makes you like someone's voice, it's not about all time. It's not like, oh, Freddie Mercury. We know he's the greatest vocalist of all time, whatever. It's like a song where someone's voice really hits you and stands out. And that's why Home Sweet Home was the jam for me here.
So, I'm going to take, for my non-Van Halen song, I'm going to take Gimme Shelter by the Rolling Stones.
That's pretty badass.
Not for Mick Jagger. He's a great rock star, but for Mary Clayton's background vocals in that, because when you hear Gimme Shelter at the beginning, she's the one doing the like she's just painting such a,
it's like a banshee cry, dude. Dude, that's like from another planet.
Yeah.
That ain't music or rock. That's nothing no other band will ever be able to do or attempt.
Yeah.
It's singular to that band. That's why they're special.
Yeah. And for my VH1, I'm going to take Somebody Get Me a Doctor, not for David Lee Roth vocals, but for Michael Anthony's background vocals. The way Michael Anthony's the unsung hero of Van Halen, the way that he hits the high notes, he is the background.
You're right about that.
When you hear Van Halen, that "Somebody Get Me a Doctor," it's so good.
My question is this: are solo David Lee Roth albums involved? Can you go just like Living in Paradise right now? If you wanted to, could you put this in
No.
No, you're going strictly VH. Okay.
Great records, but I
didn't know if you were branching out there.
I don't need to go there.
Okay, Brian, where are we at?
All right, we're at day 29, which is a song you remember from your childhood. Now, I went with my childhood going anything below 18, so I went with Loom by Ani DeFranco. And
shockingly, Ani DeFranco makes the list twice.
Yes. Now, she didn't when I did this originally with you, but when I did it the second time with Janine and Kevin and Brandon and Frank, then I picked it there. That's what I did. Because I like that song. I like Ani DeFranco. Mark Ellis, how do you feel about Ani DeFranco? Do you know Ani DeFranco? Do you like Ani DeFranco?
I can't say I'm a big fan, but the song that you mentioned, I think I'm like, oh yeah, that makes sense to me. I believe I've heard that before. That's about as good as my knowledge is.
You always got those dark sunglasses covering half your face.
A hurricane on the guitar. If you've never seen Ani DeFranco play guitar, she's a hurricane. She's a 5'4" woman who jumps around a guitar like nobody's business. Listen to Out of Clip. Is that it, Brian? Living in Clip, the live album, Living in Clip. It's a double album. That's how you want to hear Ani DeFranco live, because you're like, oh my God, that's a human being making those noises on a stage, and that's why that double album, Living in Clip, is off the chain. Shameless, Napoleon, all those great songs.
This one's from Little Plastic Castle. That's
there was a couple albums after. Okay. So a song that makes you remind you of your childhood.
Yes.
I took Paul Revere by the Beastie Boys because they changed my life. When that band dropped, I'm like, okay, now I get it. I want to be like them. From there on in, I don't think I've ever stopped being a B-boy since the minute License to Ill dropped. It changed my life because it introduced me to Led Zeppelin too, Ellis. If you think about it, they sample all those Led Zeppelin riffs and drum beats and shit. And like, that was just like classic rock. That was background noise when you were a kid. That was somebody's older brother's music. You weren't old enough to understand it at that point because you were only taking what's hot and new. Like people, how they take Bieber and Taylor Swift, I imagine, until they realize, oh, holy shit, there's a Grateful Dead, the Velvet Underground, the Rolling Stones, whatever. Point being, that band was prolific. They changed the game. They were comedians. They were rock stars. They were punk rock. They were rap. They were singular to themselves. Nobody will ever be able to do what the Beastie Boys did. And so that's why I picked Paul Revere. Just seemed to be the one that stuck out as a kid, you know?
Yeah, I'm glad you pointed that out because the Beastie Boys were not only world kind of building and then changing, but they were funny. They were just
their videos were fucking great. Literally like short films that were comedy short films, you know?
Yeah. So the VH1 is easy for me because that's what every young boy's fantasy is when you're in school is what's the teacher going to look like this year? And that's Hot and that's the music video. And
God, I love that song.
Something to look for in that video is, I think, the coolest image of maybe any human being ever, like the John Wayne kind of image, is when they do these quick black and white stills of all four members of Van Halen with like the little kid playing them as little kids, then the actual adult. And Eddie Van Halen.
That video, that could be the best.
Against the desk, smoking a cigarette.
That might be the best video of all time.
And it's like just like the coolest thing I've ever seen. So that's that one. And then the non one that reminds me of being a kid is the song that always came on when my sister was tasked with dropping me off at basketball practice at high school after school. And that was Counting Crows Round Here. And if you listen to Round Here, it's just such a towny song. It's like you grew up in this town and you can't get out of this town. And as a kid, by that point, I would look around Williamsburg, Virginia, and see like just some people
fucking hell, man,
have the means or the ability or the desire, whatever, to get out of town. And
fucking Lord,
was hoping that I could get out of town because I think I had other things I wanted to do other than just live in Williamsburg, Virginia. And luckily I was able to do that. And after this quarantine, I'll probably have to move back in with my mom. But for 15 years, I was able to live the dream.
Nice. Hey, man, that's a good run. That's a good run. We had a good run. You know, if the whole shit house goes up in flames tomorrow, Ellis, we had a good run.
That's right.
The next one is a song that reminds you of yourself. And I hated this one too. I was like, oh,
tough question.
Great. I don't know.
I had to be real with this one with you. I came with you hard on this one. You're like, oh my God, that song is so sad. I'm like, well, you asked. But it was Mac Miller, Come Back to Earth. And Mac Miller is someone who I was not aware of when he was a popular hip hop R&B artist. You know, he's a Pittsburgh kid, doesn't look special, doesn't sound special, but he made some of the most beautiful music I've ever seen in a short limited time because now he's gone. He OD'd, he's gone, he's dead. I don't know, 25, 26. He's in the same Morrison club or whatever. I found the kid's music after, and I found it to be profound, almost like the Jack Kerouac of his era. And sorry to cite old dead poets from the 50s, but people who made a mark. And this song just speaks to me, and it really just rips your soul out. And probably at the time, Brienne, when I sent you this song, it was because how I was feeling in that moment. You know, a lot of transition going on. So Mac Miller, rest in peace. What a beautiful freaking song. Come Back to Earth. Listen to this song tonight before you go to bed. Do that.
Gonna do it.
I'm done.
I mean, Mark? We have one more, but yes, you are.
Well, I'm done. I'm done for now.
Okay. I put Here by Alessia Cara because everything about that song, just her talking about like not wanting to be somewhere. I'm like, yeah, that's me. What am I doing here? Wait, what's that person doing over there? Like, there's just a lot of in that song that just makes me think of myself. But
right.
I couldn't come up with anything. I know I've shared something else, but I couldn't even remember what I shared before. But anyways,
I can't believe you played this game with 5 other people. Like that.
It was hard.
The resilience and the intensity involved. Like, how the fuck do you do
Janine
that?
And I made it through every day together. Everyone else kind of fell off.
That would be a layup. Like, if you're gonna throw me somebody, all right, throw me Janine. I could do it with her for sure. A lot of human beings on this planet that I couldn't do it with, but I'm pretty sure me and Janine could knock this out.
She's in the chat, so you can just be like, Janine, let's do it.
Yeah, well
then she hears me. I don't need to write.
Me and Kaiser, Janine and Brienne actually have musical ability, so I think that helps. Because I got nothing. I can play a little bit of drum. I can play drums in y'all's band. Brienne,
nice.
Janine, if y'all need a drummer that's not that good, I'm happy to sign up. Kaiser
could be like Blue
as our roadie, so.
Listen, I want to be the guy who checks IDs. That's as good as I am.
Okay, so my answer for this is the song that reminds you of yourself.
Yes.
My Van Halen answer is Cabo Wabo because it's just a song about
Let me take you down, right?
and
Let me take you down.
Trying to chill and not take anything too seriously and just take a deep breath. And that's what I try to instill, not just in myself, but in the people that are in my life is if pressure gets too much, just, hey, it's going to be okay. Just listen to this guitar solo. We're all on vacation. We're just relaxing. You hear the waves crashing on the sand, that kind of good stuff. And then the non-VH song is a lot of people would think if I said Billy Joel, a lot of people would think that I would take The Entertainer, but I really can't stand that song. So I'm going to say Piano Man because Piano Man to me is the ultimate post-show hotel. Mark has a beer by himself and listens to a song tune because Billy Joel was just singing about how he's entertaining all these people, all different walks of life are coming in and out of his bar, and he's the common denominator. And
fucking
manager comes up to him, gives him a smile because he knows that the Piano Man is the one that they're coming to see to forget about life for a while. And if I can do that,
that's you, Ellis. That's your life.
If I can do that doing stand up, then that makes me. I am happy to be anybody's piano man.
You are the piano man, but you're the comedy man.
Give us a joke, the comedian.
That's exactly it.
And you're fucking great at it, brother. You're one of the best, man.
You are.
Everybody loves watching you on stage. That's no bullshit. Billy Burr ain't inviting no slouch to be on his show. Let's be real. He's one of the greatest in the game, and he's got you on his show because he knows smart people. I got to tell you the story. I won't tell it now, Mark, but I scared the shit out of him once in a parking lot. I'm like, no, I'm not here to jump you. Like he saw me. My roommate Ryan's a Hawaiian kid, sleeve tattooed up. We walk up to him in the parking lot after a show. He's like, whoa. I'm like, no. I go, we're just here to say hi. And I gave him a copy of my dad's book. And I go, I know you're a super baseball fan. And I gave him a copy of my dad's book. He goes, oh, shit. Okay, now I get it. He thought we were trying to jump him. He didn't realize I was just a fan who realized he was a Red Sox fan. And I was like, oh, read my old man's book. You're going to love this shit.
I thought you were talking about me. You're talking about Bill.
Bill Burr. Yeah, we approached him in a parking lot once.
Oh.
He feared for his life. Me and my
I'll
roommate,
ask him about
Ryan.
that. Okay, I'll ask him about that.
It was at the Comedy and Magic joint in Redondo.
In Hermosa,
Hermosa, sorry. And he thought we were about to go for his wallet. I'm like, no, cousin, I'm just giving you my dad's book because I know you're a big baseball. And then he's like, holy shit. And I started telling him baseball stories, and now I'm talking to him for a half hour afterwards. You know what I mean? Like,
nice.
From him thinking we were grabbing his wallet to me telling him baseball stories after. But so what is the next category
that I added? And that's a new song that you discovered that you want to share with the group.
I'll go last.
Okay.
So what does the term new mean?
It can mean whatever
it's one
you
you're
want.
Just thinking up right now. Any song you want.
Maybe you've never heard, I don't know, some Journey song.
No category,
forever.
Matt. Or Mark, no category.
The one that pops into my head is like everybody knows all the classic, Van Halen tunes, but the one that's off of their most recent album, A Different Kind of Truth from 2012, is this just kick-ass. It sounds very punky. It sounds very like first album Van Halen. It's called Out of Space, and it is unreal how crunchy, loud, hard-hitting that riff is. Dave's crushing it. It's just a fun 2.5-minute rock and roll song. And for one that's not VH, that it's a new song that people haven't heard.
Perhaps.
It was, what song would you like to share with the group?
Yeah.
The song that
You're sharing it with everybody in the group. You're sharing it with Jake. You're sharing it with Cammy. You're sharing it with Manny Gonzalez.
And
you're sharing it with Jimmy Gobbledygoots, Star Drew.
Think they might not know about
Eddie Haskell, J-Dog.
It may be a deep cut, but it may not be because they reference this band a lot in the Simon Pegg, Nick Frost movie, The World's End. And it's the band, the Soup Dragons. and the song is called Divine Thing, and it's a great song. So check out the Soup Dragons. That whole album.
I know who they are. I know who they are.
Yeah, check out the Soup Dragons. Good stuff.
I'm going last.
Okay, then I'm next. I shared this with you, Kaiser, recently. It's called Olay, and it's by Zoviet.
Oil of.
What?
Oil of.
Oil of?
Oil of. Olay.
Olay. Gotcha. I wasn't picking that up, and so thanks.
Why would anybody?
But not Olay.
No one's picking up my drift right now.
OLE. Zoviet with a Z. It's a foreign language.
I'm going to go watch Carol Burnett reruns tonight, and I can't wait.
Okay. That's amazing. Anyways, this is a band you probably have not heard of, and it's their most recent single, and you should check that out. I know I gave it to you. I know you have it. I know you said you liked it, but that's all.
What is it? Tell me the name of it. I don't remember which one.
I said Olay.
Oh, Olay. That's the band.
Let me see if I can play some of it for you.
Olay sounds like a frozen burrito, not a band. That's why I'm getting confused.
All right, hold on. Please hold here.
Don't get flagged on your channel, Brianne. Be careful.
Can you hear this?
I like it. I dig it.
All right. Anyways.
All right, now it's my turn. As usual, we've saved the best for last.
Is that your song, Vanessa Williams?
Wu-Tang, motherfucker.
Oh, you shared this with me just today.
I'm a big Wu-Tang fan.
There's a lot
that's a whole that's a family. It's called Reunited. It's a double album by the Wu-Tang Clan called Wu Forever. And you can watch the documentaries on, I think it's the Showtime Hulu network. It's called Of Mics and Men. It's the whole history of the Wu-Tang Clan.
Nice.
But I'm a New Yorker, so I like to represent my boys.
I'm definitely going to get flagged for that one. That's for sure.
You want me to pause it?
The one time the internet doesn't cut out.
Let's not forget, we've got an autographed baseball. This is a silent auction. So far we've got $14 in the silent auction. $14. Someone offered a $32 True Value Hardware gift certificate, which technically outranks the $14. So someone's winning it. Everybody wants his baseball bet now.
Kaiser, I have a question. Is that your autograph, or did a drunken man try to draw a straight line on a baseball?
That's a great question.
Mark, that's called physics.
That's
and maybe you don't understand physics. And
no letters are on there.
That is, maybe you don't understand hieroglyphics or physics, but maybe it's time you start picking up a book.
Well, we made it, everyone. We did it. All 30 plus 1 days.
2 hours and 17 minutes later.
It only took us 2 hours.
Sleeveless Ellis and bandana Kaiser, and here we are.
Brianne, is this a record for your show?
Yes, this is the longest the show has ever been,
and ever will be. Nobody, Ellis.
Cheers,
shocks nobody.
I still have some water.
Salute, Ellis.
Thanks, guys, for joining me today.
Love y'all dearly, missed y'all, and as a great band would once say, en vogue, free your mind.
Thank you. I'm surprised you went with that and not some sort of Van
Halen.
I am really impressed that you had Van Halen for every single one. You did it all off the top of your head. Like you have some sort of musical genius going on inside there, a beautiful mind.
We get it, Brianne. I don't have a girlfriend. We get it.
Is there anything that you guys would like to say on your way out?
I got something to say.
Is there anything you want to plug?
I'd like to plug Hall & Oates. The greatest rock band of all time.
Sounds like a plan.
Don't
Mark,
you know?
where can we find you?
Don't you know?
I'll play us out.
I'm out.
All right, Mark.
Yeah. So I'm gonna play some audio.
Okay.
Just want to get Kaiser.
Hey, hear me.
That was a little something from the behind the scenes from Las Vegas. So you can check that out.
Behind the scenes is better than
my
Yes, go to Mark's Patreon page and see me behind the scenes, because me behind the scenes is better than my set.
Your set was good too. Don't sell yourself short. Your set was good
I
too.
know. I was all right.
Jake,
Brianne?
put your Patreon in the chat because he's nice like that. Mark Ellis. Kaiser, you don't have a Patreon, right?
No, I just
Kaiser.
accept waffles.
Okay. Kaiser, do you get the feeling that Brianne's about to like give us entrance into her cult?
Yeah, it feels a little like Jesus camp.
Thanks for having us, Brian. I will speak for Kaiser because his stream is probably going to cut in and out. We had a great time tonight, and we'd love to come back soon. And thanks to all the great fans who hung out with us for over 2 hours to talk music and Schmodown and everything else.
They're all amazing. Thank you so much for joining us. And unlike Mean Girls, you can sit with us, and we will see you next time.